The audacity, my friends, of a bot account sending me a DM. Can I provide more details about this issue? Want to become famous, the usual shtick. What in the heck? What in the heck? And I'm blocking that person. Well, not person. It's not a person. I'm not blocking them. Well, I am blocking the account. But anyway, hello lunatic, hello. Here's a flex for you. You could just look at my live post on Twitter to see that though. How's it going, folks? Welcome in. England only. You got peanut butter dipped in chicken. I think you've got that backwards. Anyway, how do you dip something in chicken? Unless you've got like a chicken flavored sauce. Oh, hugs. I got hugs. Lily redeemed hugs. Oh, hang on. We got... Smudge, get out of the... Why do you sit behind the thing? Can I have hugs?
You may have hugs.
I will gladly take hugs from you. Any day. I'm not giving Smudge hugs. I don't know where he went. Where was he? Oh, he's gone under the desk. Okay. My stupid cat, I swear to goodness. This imbecile of an animal, okay, has a tendency of sitting himself right behind a rolling chair. Okie dokie. So I could roll this back and roll over his toes, it hasn't happened yet, but I've scared him off when I've moved the chair. At least he's under the table now, so he's fine. What should you do if you have hives? Go to a medical professional. Because I have no idea. I am not medically trained. Hello, Vanna. How's it going? There you go, broken. And get this. I didn't get any of the lipstick on my finger. I'm trying out. I've got two of these now. Maybelline Superstay. These bad bitches here. They do what they say on the label. Let me tell you, it's fucking great. I got that one and I got a grey one. There we go. Got these two. And they're really fucking good. I'm not born with it. It's Maybelline. I am not born with it. Anyway. Got something you need me to talk about, but it might be a little heavy. So is it chill if you spoiler it for me to read off stream if you want? Yeah. Anyway, I'm liking them. I'm liking them.
Your gift to our patronage is most appreciated, friend.
Fine. Are we doing this? Okay, I'm setting the goal higher. Don't test me. I'm doing this. How have we not run out of people for you to gift subs to at this point? Princess, thank you for gifting subs to Wizard, Forget Me Not Jimmy, Lily of the Boreal Valley, Cave Dweller, Grug, and Grimpy Coffee. This is my sub goal just gone in a second. Gone in 60 seconds. Anyway, thank you so kindly. I don't deserve it. Ban me. Did you hear? Actually, here's a bit of not light-hearted news, but I mean it's a little less heavy than what we've been hearing lately about most things. Twitch recently put in a new experimental feature, which was designed to combat botting of any kind. So like view bots or bot spams or anything like that. So like if you ban the account, it's supposed to automatically unfollow the account as well, which is a good thing in my personal opinion. However, the problem is there are a lot of channels that do joke bans. Like they will jokingly ban a regular user of the stream. And if that sort of removes the follow, it can lead to some problems maybe. So they quickly reversed that decision, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Like I just think they need to figure out more what they plan on doing with the whole botting thing. I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to show my entire ass for a second to the botting fuckwits of the world. I haven't been hit with like a hate raid for a while. I don't know if they're still ongoing or if they've like, if the trolls on Twitch have pivoted to a new method or something, but I haven't had one in ages. Anyway, it's like those memes. They've got the spirit pretty much. Joke bans. Anyways, so yeah, now we've got a daily sub goal of 10. You're banned once in like a few days. They had the thing where it unsubbed as well. Yes, I remember that one distinctly because I remember I forget what channel I heard about that happening, and I think it was one of the big streamers' channels, and someone got banned and they came back. They got unbanned, like it was a joke ban. They came back, didn't have their sub anymore, and it was discovered that was sort of like, I don't know if that was supposed to be intentional on Twitch's end or if it was a mistake. But yeah. So that's kind of frustrating. That would certainly be frustrating for the person who got the who had the sub either gifted to them or they had subscribed themselves, because then like they wasted their money basically. Joke bans can lead to IP bans. True, that's interesting. I have not seen much about that honestly, but it's worth paying attention to that idea just in case you do joke bans. I use she/her pronouns. Yeah. Twitch seems like it doesn't ask. Yeah, I mean we could. A lot of the time, anytime Twitch makes a decision to change their platform, they don't seem to consult the actual people using it. The ones who would benefit greatly from certain changes being made and often suffer at other changes that Twitch decides to make. I think my cat wants to go out. Give me a sec. You go out? Off you go. What do you want to do? Make your mind up. There we go. He's going. They're trying, but they're going the wrong direction. It seems like it, yeah, honestly. Twitch is arse, though. This is the problem with having a quasi-monopoly, I suppose. Like, Twitch is generally considered to be the platform if you want to stream. There are so many people who, like, when they want to stream games, specifically, like, usually video games. I'm not really a gaming streamer, and I'm moving away from doing gaming streams on Fridays, too. If you are interested in joining me for a gaming session, you have to be subbed and you have to be in my Discord, because we're doing, I'm going to be doing continuing my gaming content in the subs-only video voice chat thingy over there. So I'm going to be streaming on Discord for gaming stuff. But, you know, if people want to stream games, vast majority of the time they're going to think of Twitch. Because the most prominent gaming streamers come from this platform. And yeah, like some of them have moved on to stuff like Facebook Gaming and YouTube. For a while there was Mixer. And honestly, I wish Mixer stuck around. I really do. I think them merging with Facebook was a bad decision. Because, quite frankly, like no one uses Facebook Gaming. I'm just going to say it right now. No one fucking uses it. Anyway, most companies are headed in the wrong direction because capitalism. Well, yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. Is that, especially with regards to Twitch experimenting with this boosting system. Like, clearly, I've seen so many streamers, and I think there was some... I can't remember if Zach Busey put out a tweet addressing this specifically. But it certainly looks like they are experimenting with who can be eligible for getting boosts, and those boosts cost you real world money, the viewers. You, the viewers, will have the option if Twitch gets their way. They're experimenting with this now, I think. With a paid boosting system which will bump you up in the algorithm, get more people seeing your channel, and the idea is, of course, if you boost, then there's more likelihood of people viewing you, hypothetically. Someone did run a little bit of a test on this and found that they got they got extremely negligible results from it. So it's not really worth it. And all it really serves to do is, like, if you sub or you cheer on Twitch, you're already giving a ton of money to Twitch to support your favorite streamers. But at least, and this is the problem, at least your favorite streamer gets something from that. The moment they start implementing this boost thing, if this actually goes live across the site, and they have said certain people won't be eligible for it because they're like top streamers. Excuse me. Certain people won't be eligible for boosting because, yeah, like they're top streamers. They got tons of viewers. My kitty's vibrating all over you. Oh. Oh. Be careful. Don't let him hump you. Anyway. What was I going to say? So, like, the issue there, of course, is that once they start implementing a feature that says, oh, you can get your favorite streamer some more exposure. You can get more eyeballs on your favorite streamer. You want your favorite streamer to do well, right? You want them to get more viewership. You want them to have more people coming in, and you want them to blow up and get famous. It's basically view selling, except the person streaming is not the one paying for it. It's the people who are watching the stream who are going to be coerced into it. And if you're, like, this is the problem, right? I've been advocating for sub off Twitch forever, like for ages, because I look at the sub system on Twitch and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I get paid doing this. This is a job for me in a sense. But I would still, broadly speaking, I prefer if people go to Patreon or if they go to Coffee or whatever else. Very convenient that both of those were on the screen at the same time. Rather than subbing on Twitch because, again, Twitch takes like 50% or whatever. And then, to go even further, now it's looking like subbing on Twitch is going to be the more desirable option versus don't give money to Twitch to make me look better in the algorithm. Because it's not going to work. Like, just across the board, all it's going to do is put money in Twitch's pocket and take it away from the streamers. And I've said this before on Twitter, and if you have not heard it already, if this boost thing does go mainstream, does go across the board, if you do pay to boost my channel, you're banned for good. You're not coming back. I'm just going to if you're going to throw $10 at boosting my channel, you're gone. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Honestly, it's kind of disrespectful is the way I look at it. Yes, subscribing on mobile is actually more expensive because, for example, Apple has a thing where you need to pay a certain amount to charge people to buy things in your app. So any sort of mobile game that has microtransactions in it, that game has to pay basically royalties to Apple or royalties to Google or whatever storefront, whatever mobile storefront. Like using these for boosting is fine. Yeah, like if there were the channel points thing, which I think they were experimenting with. I don't know how that's going. What's this about boosting? Yeah, Twitch has been experimenting with a financial option for. Let me find it. So Zach Busey, who has been on top of this for a while now. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Okay, so new details about the Twitch Boost experiment. We could watch this actually if you want. Trovo uses those to boost people. I've only heard bits and pieces about Trovo, honestly. So, new details about the Twitch Boost experiment. Let's have a look at this maybe. Stop it. This is Zach's video. We could watch this on it because Zach would be able to explain it far better than I would. New details revealed about Stream Boost. Why does Zach not have more views on his videos? Goodness. I feel like Zach is the one guy everyone goes to for news about upcoming Twitch features. Anyway. At any rate, like we don't really. We're gonna find out here. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna find out some more finer details about this. Hello, Guinea Pig. How you going? We'll do this and then we'll get into some Aussie news, I reckon.
Boost this.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Zach, I gotta say your intro's a bit rich on the volume. It's kind of like watching the what's it called? THX intro at the beginning of a movie. Goodness me.
Stream, a paid promotion by, or not a paid promotion, a paid feature by Twitch, previously tested with just channel points, has obviously caused a lot of controversy, a lot of drama. I have been ratioed again. 2,000 quote tweets. 600.
I love that he loves that he gets ratioed because every time he shares some bad news about Twitch, everyone quote tweets it to chime in. It's good. He's such a good dude.
146 likes. People are obviously not too thrilled. If you go through the reactions to this, everybody is saying, please don't do it, please don't do it, never do it. The information that is currently out there is that you can pay...
Yes, last name Bussy, I don't know.
99 cents, $2.97 or $4.95 to get 3,000 or 5,000 recommendations, which are essentially impressions. And for anybody who does not know, the impressions exist on the front page of Twitch in this location right here. So it's not...
Oh, actually, on that note, I'm going to just quickly drag my dashboard over here. I'm going to check mine while we're watching this. Because you can check your stream impressions.
What is happening there? So it's not in the carousel, and it's not in the anything on the sidebars. It's front page, first slot. And you'll see a little thing here that says promoted, or it'll have a little fancy graphic attached to it, and that is where these features seem to go. Now, so,
like, I've seen a screenshot that if you go to your Twitch dashboard, oh, I've closed it, damn it. I didn't mean to close it. If you go to your Twitch dashboard and you actually look through your analytics, there is a way to change like what analytics are visible. I don't think I can do it in a shrunken screen, but you are. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can. Is there a way to bring this up? I'm just gonna. Yeah, here we go. So if I bring this up over here, I can't show you this because it shows my revenue. But basically, if you go to your channel analytics page on Twitch, which he's not showing here, you can click on, like, you've got a bunch of things already set up there, like average viewers, follows, subscriptions, revenue, time streamed. Channel analytics usually shows you like what you've got for the last 30 days or what have you. And you can click the little 2 arrows that are next to each other on these categories. And you can scroll down to promotion impressions, which will give you the gist of that whole thing.
Twitch changes something.
And yeah, this is honestly flubbergut. Honestly, you're absolutely right. This is the most capitalist thing Twitch has ever capitalized. Actually, maybe not the most, but it's up there. Twitch just has a tendency of looking for more and more avenues to monetize their system, and they keep picking the absolute worst ones.
From what I know, this is where it is. This is where it goes. They are also doing an ongoing test, so not everybody that you see here is going to be paid. They are, at the same time as doing a paid test, they are also doing an ongoing test of channel points-based boosts this stream, which is...
So, yeah. Anyway, don't get how this got past the boardroom meeting. Well, I mean, all they had to say was like, oh, well, people are going to give us more money to try to boost their favorite streamers. I mean, that's really what it's going to be. It's really what it boils down to. It's just income.
Essentially the exact same promotion, but just done through community giving channel points to a cause rather than people actually paying directly. Another thing worth noting in this, and we'll get into it in a second, another thing worth noting, I saw Tim the Tatman talking about it. I saw other big streamers talking about it, saying, well, what's to stop anybody from Tim the Tatman, if he was still on Twitch, or XQC's community, what's to stop them from just boosting themselves to the top? They already have a audience that is willing to financially support it. What's to stop them? Well, at least in this test, and I would assume if it received a wider release as well, there is a cap. There is a cap of about 250 CCV. So if you had an audience larger than that, you would not be able to access boosts. Again, that still leaves millions of streamers competing for this boost and having to pay Twitch directly for the boost. It would not be your top streamers having access to it. They would be prevented from accessing it.
Also, it just reads like a lottery, generally speaking. If you've got tons and tons of small streamers, and like, yeah, as you've said here, Vanna, small streamers are lucrative. Everyone wants to be big, and having a way to pay their way up there is lucrative. And I mean, this is the thing. I guarantee you some smaller streamers are going to like have alt accounts where they're going to boost their own channels with this shit. It's seedy as all fuck. And yeah, $5 for 5,000 is nothing. It really isn't.
If it were to get a...
But the big numbers are appealing to people. And yeah, like at the end of the day, what you're going to have is a bunch of people who think this is going to be the next best way for them to elevate their stream and get their honestly mediocre content to the masses, and it's going to fail horribly for everybody except Amazon.
Full release, and this is a question that I've seen a lot of on Twitch. A lot of people said, if you can't disable this, can I take this? Can I disable it? Can I turn it off? If it were to ever get a full release, it is worth noting it is optional. There is no, or at least from my understanding, there is no requirement to actually activate your boost if it did get a bigger, a wider release. Now let's bring it back to...
I mean, it's the same as anything, though, isn't it? There's no requirement to make good content, but if you make good content, that you're more likely to get viewers. Sorry, I'll never stop shitting on awful small streamers who use every get-rich-quick scheme in the book and remain at 0.2 average viewers.
How wide and how large this test actually is, because it is a test. This is not a wide release. This is not coming to every single streamer. It is coming to a very limited amount. In fact, 125 streamers have it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. I actually know all 125, who they are, what their channels are, and I have some actual stats here that I can kind of give you some information on without revealing their personal details, because that's not reasonable for me to do.
We see how many people buy viewer bots. It's clear they use them when they have a dead chat, so this is just an alternative. Hopefully we get this as a boosted stream notification. That'd be fucking great. If you get 1% of impressions to click, you're paying $1 for 10 views, basically, which is absurd.
But we can give kind of a generalized...
And even then, this is the thing, is like all this is doing is paying to boost you in the algorithm to give you more visibility. If your content is shit and you can't hold on to those viewers who are clicking on your boosted stream, it's money wasted. If you can't hold their attention, then what are you spending the money on?
Look at who is actually involved. There are 125 total streamers involved.
And it's not even $5 for 5,000 views is the thing.
107 of them are affiliates. 18 are partners. The average across all 125 is 27 CCV. So that means 27 people on average watch each of those 125 channels. So they are really targeting a smaller audience. The median number, middle number, 13.5, and the mode is 5. So that is, I believe, the most common of viewership is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, on this list, there are people that have 3 viewers, 2 viewers, average CCV of 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 15 viewers. The top one on this list actually has 219, I believe. No, 353.
Yeah, it's not even viewers. It's just basically paying to boost your channel into like maybe on the front page or further up in the category or anything like that. It's not actually people watching your stream. Like people aren't getting redirected to you. They're just like likely to see your channel, and it's like, let's just say you pay $4.95 for 5,000 impressions here. What that actually means is that's going to make your channel appear on the front page or recommended or wherever of 5,000 potential viewers. And if none of them click on you, tough shit. You just spent $5 on nothing.
53 is the top one on the list, and that's only because they recently had a pretty significant blow up in terms of hosts and raids from other people. So they put them outside of that 250 range. They, on average, stream 105 hours per month. So we really are generally talking about smaller streamers in this test. Now, again, there are...
Hey, accounting nightmares.
Friends.
How's it going? Welcome in, friends. Hello. Welcome to the Rogue Room. We are talking at first. We're going to get into some Aussie news shortly, but we're just going back and revising this Boost This Stream feature. Let me put my fancy, flashy, colorful lights on for you, because... you know, that's how you make a stream exciting when you get rated, is you make the lights all pretty and colorful. Welcome in. How'd your stream go? Tell us all about it. What'd you get up to tonight? Let's do this. Hang on. Oh, well, there you go. Ziwa beat me to it. There we go. You did it faster than I did. Anyway, Final Fantasy Online. How'd you go? How did you go? Tell us all about it. And of course, as always, thank you, Haley, for the 68 bits. I would much prefer you spend 68 bits on my channel than 99 cents for 1,000 impressions on the Twitch front page with this boost your stream thing. And thankfully, I don't think my channel's been chosen for it, so I'm glad. I hope that this turns out to be a massive failure and nothing goes along. It doesn't go ahead. Thank you kindly, Haley. Pretty lights. We're doing pretty lights. Doing a side quest line. Nice. 68 bits. You know what that means? You don't have enough for chicken nuggets. Actually, how much is... let me think. How much is like a 6-pack of chicken nuggets at Macca's? McDonald's menu prices in Australia. Just give me a second here. I need to know. 6-piece nuggets is $6. A 3-piece is $3.80. So yeah, I literally couldn't buy one nugget with that. I couldn't buy one nugget. What the hell? I can't buy one nugget with 68 cents. Although, that's 68 bits, which converts to 1 cent USD per bit. Which means, technically speaking, if we plug that into xe.com, if anyone's aware of what xe.com is, it's a conversion site. Not conversion therapy site. I will get 91 cents. We're almost there. We're almost there to one nugget. However, the price goes down the fewer nuggets you buy. So I would need to get enough money. You know, I need to get enough bits together to buy a 6-pack of nuggets for $6. $1 a nugget's not terrible. I won't lie. Just one more bit. Come on. This boost feature concern you? It's concerning me too, because honestly, it's just, again, I'm going to say this right now. If you use the boost feature, if it comes to my channel, I will ban you. Because, quite frankly, that is money you could just throw at the streamer as a sub or bits. There's no reason whatsoever to boost a streamer's channel. If you like their content enough, subscribe to their channel. Anyway, how are you subbed but not following? That is ridiculous. Well, I appreciate the follow. Let's continue.
18 partners involved, but the majority are smaller affiliates.
Well, 20 nuggets
now,
for $10 is all right.
We have some data.
How was my day? Busy. Did housework, did parenting. Z was here.
We have some data. We have some early data.
Your gift
on,
to our patronage is most appreciated, friend.
For goodness sake. I swear to fucking God, princess. Are we doing this? We're doing this. Okay.
Another round.
Haley!
How's dis fair nuggets?
How's this for nuggets? Are we doing an Irish thing now? Thank you for gifting tier 1s to Binary Split, Delru, Nixie Tricks, Mikiza, and Scrotal Captive. I will buy some fucking nuggets with that money. I will buy some fucking nuggets. Thanks for making my coffee break better. That's alright, Van. I hope you find your way back here real soon. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Anyways, we're bumping that sub count up. We're doing it. I don't give a shit. We're going hard. Seriously, we've smashed my sub goal like several days in a row now, mostly thanks to Princess. Basic.
We love you and Maddie.
Basic. We love you and Maddie. Aw. We got a hype train. We got a bloody hype train too. Jesus. What do I do? There's nothing to buy in Tasmania. So you spend all your money on Twitch subs. I love it. That's great. I'm looking at a job feeding fucking fish because there's nothing to do here. Oh, rip. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're 98% of the way to a level 3 hype train. Is that how that works? Go get some dinner, accounting. Thank you so kindly for the raid. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make Jamie Oliver mad with all these nugs. I will piss off Jamie Oliver. I was just thinking, like, which one is it? It's not... Is it, who's that? There's an Australian chef.
You are too kind.
Goodness me. Fall on. Thank you for gifting a sub to Phage. What's that guy? Curtis Stone. I mean, Curtis Stone strikes me as a chef who's not a fucking wanker. He seems alright. I don't know much about Curtis Stone, but he seems like a decent-ish bloke at the very least. As opposed to, like, Jamie Oliver, obviously, was it Pete Evans? Yeah, Pete Evans. And, yeah, Pete Evans, the celebrity chef turned neo-Nazi. And then you've got, what's he name? Kitchen Nightmares bloke, who's obviously a massive dickhead. You know, I'm okay with, like, more nice, normal, not psychotic, famous chef. Gordon Ramsay, that's it. Where's the lamb sauce? Curtis Stone is fucking massive. He really is. He's huge. He's fucking huge. Hang on. In terms of height and breadth, Curtis Stone is a lad. Look at this. Hang on. Is there a big picture of him? Is there like, this is Curtis Stone. He's a Chad. He's an absolute Chad. Let's be honest with ourselves. Look at the arms on him. Goodness me. Cooking Chad, yeah. And I think he's the one. Fall on. There you go. I'm pretty sure he's the one that does the thing for Coles, which is like $10 family dinners or something like that. So, you know, you can feed your family dinner for just $10. He puts those recipes together, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, let's continue on. We're still doing a hype train. Can we get it to level 4 while we watch this video?
Kind of outcome is coming from these pay tests. And I'm going to show it to you. It's not a lot of data. But it's...
Can we get a hype train from Mr. Zach Busey?
It's enough to get a generalized picture that there is some kind of impact happening, but it's short-lived. I've got some charts here. We've had this test officially kicked off on the 27th, so we've had technically 3 days, or the late night on the 27th. We've technically had 3 days of testing where we could actually see this functionality in action. And I've removed all identifiable information from this and just giving you the charts. Charts. Why did I say that weird?
Yes, Vest is still out.
So here it is. Here it is. You can see here, average 12, max 18, average 7, max 11, average 7, max 11.
I like how it comes up as hype creep. Do you not have the emote, or does it not show up if you do it as a chant? I'm curious.
Max 12, average 11, max 15, average 9, max 18. You can see where the paid boost happens on these charts. And they almost always look the same. There's a couple occasions where it doesn't. I actually have 3 different sets of charts here that we can take a look at. But this is the general distribution of how, so far, after a couple days, these charts seem to work. Here's another one, average of 22. There's that massive spike as the boost starts. Here's a massive boost as the spike starts, and then it drops off. You can see the drop off here. This one here, any ones that include an R, that means that there was a raid shortly thereafter. So you can see here, spike goes up, drops right down to almost where it was before, and then there was a raid shortly after that brought people in, and then perhaps there was an unhost. I'm not exactly sure what happened here. There's the spike, general trend, spike, general trend, spike, general trend, etc. There's a raid here, brought people up, a whole bunch of followers came, spike, right back down to where they were. Let's look at our last chart here. Again, averaging 19 up to 27. Here you can see this one is actually particularly interesting. And that's why I kind of sorted these charts a little bit, because some of them actually resulted in some kind of following activity. There was people who were actually following the channels. This one was a...
What are these about? Okay, so this is with regards to the Twitch Stream Boost experiments. These are not autoplays. These are like spikes as a result of people clicking on the streams that have been boosted. And you can see from like most of these that like... So for those of you who are unaware, Twitch is doing a stream boosting experiment at the moment where viewers can pay real dollars to boost their favorite streamers, get them recommended on the front page and all of that kind of thing. And what we are seeing in these graphs is like...
I see you brought guests.
This is a good way to spike your viewers.
Friends.
Boosting your stream is not a good way to spike your viewers, though. Welcome in, Carpe and friends, to the Rogue Room. I am your host, the Abigail Beck, the only Abigail Beck. There might be another one out there, but quite frankly, I'm not interested if there is another Abigail Beck, because I'm the only one you should be paying any attention to. How's it going, folks? We are about to hook into some Australian news shortly after we finish watching... Zach Busey's video on the Stream Boost feature coming to Twitch, or being experimented with on Twitch. How was your stream? How were the politic? How was the real politic going? Welcome in, folks. Choo-choo. How's it going? How's it going? Please sit down, grab yourself a coffee on soy with sugar. If there's another Abby Beck, no problem. You just have to hunt and consume them way ahead of you. I have consumed at least 5. Their livers, kidneys, lungs. Lungs are good. Hearts, all that kind of thing. How's it going? How's it going? Speaking of spiking viewers, yeah, this is the way you do it. You network with people. Gonna have to swing by your stream again soon, Carpe. How did you go? How'd you go tonight? What did you get up to? What are we talking about? What about spleens? I'm not a fan of spleens. I like to make sausages out of muscle tissue, and I'm going to stop making cannibalism jokes. Nobody's going to get them. Anyway, look, we're talking about the boosting bougie. Well, there is some... There is at least one little caveat with this boost thing, and it seems like it's not going to affect big streamers like XQC, Hassan Piker, and all of that. Like anyone who's already like on the front page, anyone who's already at the top of the following list or whatever it is, top of the recommended channels and all that, they're not going to be affected by this boost thing. It seems like they've selected specifically 125 streamers who have an average viewership across all of them of 27 to experiment with this thing. To test the feature and all that. And what we are seeing here in this little segment, Zach's going over some graphs which kind of address the... So yeah, 27 average viewers across all of those streamers. They picked 125 streamers. I think 18 of them were partners. The rest were not. And I think those were the numbers that were given. And across all of those streamers, so there were quite a few that were down at like 3 to 5-ish. Viewership, and then there were a few that were a bit higher than that. At any rate, yeah, this stream boost experiment seems like a really wild, wacky idea that I don't think is going to do too well. And I've already mentioned to anyone who is hanging out here in the Rogue Room, do not boost my stream. Do not waste your money on this, because as we can see here, what we're looking at here, what these graphs are telling us, is these spikes here are the result of people boosting their stream, right? These are the result of viewers using the boost feature on the stream of the streamer they like, right? We're seeing a very short spike, and then things generally just trend back down to average levels. So it doesn't look like this is a really, honestly, good idea at all. I mean, just based on what we're seeing right now. But yeah, all you can hear now is the old boost ads when Cadbury used to advertise boost bars. Do they do that anymore? Do they advertise boost bars anymore? I remember for a while there, a lot of people were rather indifferent to the boost bar. I quite like them, actually.
Almost at the exact same time as their boost was going on, they received a raid. So that resulted in kind of this doubling effect, go from 28 average all the way up to 64. So
the data leak on the heels of September didn't help the subbing. Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't exactly add much to the conversation, would it? So this is, honestly, this is a really terrible idea. If you're going to throw money at your favorite streamer's channel, subscribe to them. I mean, I always advocate sub off Twitch, but just subscribe to them. If you're going to do something on Twitch, just subscribe to them.
That's our early data. That is our early data. That's based off of 2 days of information.
By the way,
so
can we get some... Because I missed this, can we get some congratulations, Kazstar? Kaz is married. Congratulations. I need to celebrate for you because I missed the thing. I missed the actual Zoom wedding because I was a horrible friend. I'm so sorry. Goodness me. Congratulations. Congratulations are in order. Wonderful to hear about. I'm hoping one day I could share a drink with you in person to celebrate. I'm nearly double vaxxed, so I might be able to actually travel at some point. Hooray. Poggers.
It's not a significant amount. Ultimately, this test I do believe is going on for 4 weeks. And so I have all of these streamers' information for the last 30 days. And then once the 30 days have elapsed, we'll be able to...
Oh, we could critique your... I'm not going to critique your wedding, but we can certainly... I can certainly take a look at it, absolutely.
Compare what their current 30 days was versus their previous 30 days. And I think that's an important thing to actually compare in this data, because if it is just flash in the pans, if it is just... a whole bunch of people come to your stream for a short period of time and then they're gone and there's no consistent growth, that's a pretty clear indicator that it's not a valuable thing. It's not something that people should be paying for.
This is my major criticism, is that people are going to use this boost feature. You might get a few views from it, but unless, this is the thing, is you could have your stream boosted to the front pages of a bunch of people who are not interested in your content. I am quite specifically a news, current events, politics kind of streamer. And if there's someone who, I don't know, let's just say it gets recommended to a bunch of people who watch Just Chatting, right? But there are so many subgenres in Just Chatting, there might be a few people out there who specifically watch streams that talk about comic book movies or whatever. I don't know. Say I get recommended to a bunch of people who are interested in watching other types of Just Chatting streams, and they come to my channel, and then those people flood in with the boost for 2 seconds, and then they fuck off after they realize I'm a leftist. It's entirely possible. And that's going to happen across the board with this. What's going to happen if someone gets recommended a Warzone stream and that person actually has common sense and doesn't watch Call of Duty because they're not a moron? Anyway, continuing on.
One other little bit of data here.
Hey, Diz,
I don't think it actually is that important. But the makeup of the group is 82 men, 41 women, and 2 couples.
Sexism.
So, again, I don't necessarily think that matters so much, because that does sound like the general demographic of how what Twitch's broadcasters are. It's
Oh, I keep forgetting there's an online strategy game called Warzone. No, I was referring to Call of Duty. I think it only gets front page views and boosts you in the specific category. It may well do. I'm not certain. If you don't like a minority streamer, you could potentially boost them to more abuse. That's always a possibility. Exactly, yeah. This doesn't seem like a very well thought out idea, which is usually the case with these kind of greed-driven decision-making things. Hey, babe, if you're watching, can you bring my water bottle to me? What? Pardon? Oh, never mind.
generally 66% men, 33% women. So that just looks like it's a standard distribution rather than anything intentional. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click.
There we go. Go subscribe to Zach Busey, who I am not subscribed to. I am a reprehensible person. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. But there's that video. Go click the subscribe button over there. That's not supposed to have a slash in it, but it seems to work anyway. But there we go. We've got some details about that, so we got that out of the way at the very least. I need to train Ziwa better. I really do. No, I don't. Why would I need to train the best girlfriend in the world? She's already perfect, honestly. Let's be real with ourselves. Anywho, Boost probably works best for generic white dude streamers who are impossible to differentiate from the thousands of others. So basically, the PewDiePie model. The girlfriend appreciation train. Hang on. There we go. Another chant. Let's do it. Okay. Girlfriend appreciation train. Let's go. Who actually uses these things? The booster, I mean, I feel like some people will, but again, I'm in the camp that if you decide to, I'm going to turn that down a little bit on my end. If you decide to spend the money on your favorite streamer boosting them because you think it will help them rather than a sub, this is the way I rank these things, okay? First, like, top tier way of supporting your favorite streamer, financially speaking, is to sub to them on like Patreon or Streamlabs monthly tips or Coffee or Fanhouse or any of those other avenues off Twitch where they get a higher cut. Like Coffee doesn't take a cut at all, right? Next would be subbing on Twitch. You know, the next best thing, if you had to, would be sub on Twitch, okay? And then the absolute bottom of the barrel attempting at supporting your favorite streamers would be using this boost function. And honestly, I think it would be insulting to most streamers. The people who when this was announced, when Zach posted this, there were so many people quote tweeting him saying, do not fucking use this. Because we already see the writing on the wall. Like, the graphs speak for themselves there. We're aware of how this is not going to work and all it's going to do is put money in Twitch's pockets. You know, I remember, honestly, when I was a much smaller streamer and I had a spike in viewers of like, I'd go from 8 viewers to 20 for like a minute or something, for like 5 minutes. And I think, oh wow, I'm going to be a successful streamer one day with that kind of attitude. Which, I mean, I'm not, but anyway, that's not the point. You know, that kind of thing will definitely, I think that kind of thing's definitely going to hit a lot of smaller streamers. Like if this boost feature becomes public and it's not just an experiment in the not too distant future, I think there's certainly going to be a lot of smaller streamers who are going to look at this thing and try to tell their audience to boost them because they know, or they think in their minds, I mean, goodness knows that they might be thinking with their penis. I don't know. But to their own mind, they think, oh, if I use this boost feature, I'm going to get all these viewers in and they're going to become immediate super fans of my channel and they're going to come back to every single stream. And then the more viewers I get and the more boosts I do, I'm going to become more and more famous. It's like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, is it? It's going to be a bit rubbish. Anyway, Patreon is quite a bit nicer than most random direct donors. Don't have to retype the temporary CC dot. Well, true. Oh, I've seen the Cade shit. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel tomorrow for my take on the Lily Cade situation. We're not doing that again. That was a nightmare stream last night. It was like a horrific fever dream. We're not doing that again. Anyway, let me quickly find something. There was something I was going to look at. Not Patreon. What was I going to do? Something related to Patreon, though. Just burn that topic with fire. Can we burn Lily Kate? No, I'm not making any jokes about violent actions towards people who wish violence upon the trans community. I'm better than this. I'm better than wishing horrific ill. Anyway, upon TERFs. I hate that. Not gonna lie, I kinda hate that a little bit. That transphobes are allowed to post entire manifestos. A hug, I can get a hug. About us. And face nary a shred of criticism. But we over here on the left have to behave ourselves. Can we bank that? Yeah, we'll bank it. I think Z was already getting hugs. Here we go. I'll get proper hugs a little later on, I promise. You would go back and watch the VOD, but that would mean admitting you watch Abby for anything other than modding. I had to delete it. You know, the problem with opening the blog of a porn star is occasionally the porn star will have things on the sidebar related to the porn content, and I didn't see it until later on, so I had to delete the VOD. So it's not there. At any rate, you'll be able to watch, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, this is the one. The VOD is saved to my other YouTube channel, but it is privated, so no one will be able to see it anyway. I'm not risking it. But yeah, if you tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, there will be a video up covering basically everything we talked about with regards to the Lily Cade manifesto. So, you know, I know some people are like, it's not really a manifesto, but it reads like one. It sure as fuck does. Anyway. Looking for ideas. Am I looking for ideas? I could look for ideas. Aussie, so a bug would be pleasant from us in the Northern Hemisphere. Would be pleasant? I prefer less bugs, honestly. The Dems lost the midterm election yesterday. What does that mean? What does that mean in the grand scheme of things? I'm not certain. I'm just flicking around my butterfly knife, which is probably annoying the living piss out of all of you, but you know. Anywhoomst. Some bugs are cool. Arachnids too. How's my arachnid? She's doing alright over there. Your bugs don't try to assassinate us. This is why I keep mine in a cage. Well, in a glass case. Work luck. Hello, goat. I hope you're doing well. Well, we've spent the first like something. What? Yeah, I've got an arachnid. Hello. How you doing? I've got a spider. Her name is Vess. Let me show you. You met your step goal for today, poggers. Alright, so if I do this, torch on please. You might be able to see her there. Do you see her there? Do you see my spider? She do be there though. There you go, that's a good view. Look at that. Check her out. She's hanging out outside of her her little enclosure. Look at that. She's so cool. She's my favorite. Well, my favorite of the arachnids I own, which is one. I own exactly one arachnid. And she's a pretty good one, honestly. I don't know what exact kind she is, actually. I'm not certain. I tried to turn that off, instead I took a screenshot. She's some kind of tarantula. The people I got her from said she's a bird-eating spider, but she couldn't eat more than a finch. So I don't think that's right. There's a certain breed that I don't know. I don't know. Don't know whether you want a scorpion or a reptile of some kind. Spider vest. Finch eating spider then. I mean, I could try to get a finch and feed it to her. She'd probably go for it. I wouldn't though. You could probably get a tiny mouse. Get like a baby teeny tiny mouse and feed it to her. She eats crickets mainly, like large crickets. They're about like that biggish. They're not huge. So you want a scorpion, but you also want a pet you can cuddle. You can cuddle a scorpion. A bird-eating spider. I mean, she's not a Goliath. Don't get me wrong, though. If I had an enclosure the size of that shelving unit, I'd get a Goliath if I could have one. You know, trust me, I want a Goliath birdie to like fuck. Goodness, gimme. You can get dead baby mice from Pet Barn. She won't eat anything that's not alive. I've seen her leave crickets sitting there because they've died out in the cage. Anyway. Hello, Izzy. How's it going? I might have to go grab my water bottle. I'll be back in a second. Don't go away. I'm just gonna leave my mic hot. Okay. Need my water.
Hi, chat.
I could hear you on a recording, like very, very faint. What's up? I'm back. Okay. You can cuddle them, but it's not advised. Stings you can handle, but they sneak away easy. I'd love a scorpion, honestly. I reckon they're pretty cool. I want an axolotl. That'd be neat. That would be neat. If she leaves crickets uneaten, they might be too big and she doesn't like the trouble of hunting them. Crickets can be feisty little shits even versus something bigger than them. Well, yeah. Notices String Goth Mummy. How's it going? What's going on, Tago? My hair looks like garbage. That's why I got it in a ponytail. It's because I worked up a goddamn sweat today. And then I ran my hair under the water in the shower to sort of rinse the sweat out, and it ends up looking like I've still got sweat all through my hair. So, like if I take this out, we're going to do some Aussie news shortly. We're going to look into some Aussie news. We might actually watch a video by Julian Hill. Anyway, as you can see, I am a tad greasy looking. Because I'm one of them bitches. Sounds hot, honestly. I mean, breaking a sweat is generally pretty hot. I was doing cardio much faster than I normally do. So I was doing 2 minutes walking at 6 k's an hour. Followed by 1 minute of running at 12 k's an hour. Did that for half an hour straight. So HIIT. Tomorrow I'm going to try to bump that up to 40 minutes of doing that. I'm going to try to increase that until I get to an hour. I'm hoping I can get there, but it might be a bit of an effort. Full goth. I mean, I'm wearing brown eyeshadow is the thing. And even our air kisses. But yeah, I'm wearing brown eyeshadow and brown lipstick. So is it really goth? I mean, I try to emphasize goth wherever possible, including wearing a Raven Skull alchemy necklace. But you know, excuse me. I'm glad you could hear our stupid affectionate bullshit. I want you to be aware of the fact that Abby fucks. Anyway, it's in this lighting. Well, yeah, the lighting helps. I want to get some really glittery lipstick. Honestly, I'm going to when I have the possibility, I'm going to be buying some glittery lipstick. Dark glittery lipstick, mind you. There was something I had in mind particularly. Some lippy that I really want to get. Oh goodness me. Okay, I'm going to find the ones I want. I'm going to show you. Ooh, there's so many. Why did I start looking at lipstick? This is lime crime. Look at this. Look at this lime crime lip. Fuck. Hey. Jesus. Like, damn. And then we got sugar pill. Look at that. Oh. Kill me. Slay me. Oh, good lord. To think I used to be this hyper-mask butch dickhead who would never let makeup anywhere near her face. And now I'm simping for lime crime and Sephora and Mecha Maxima and Maybelline apparently. So you woke up to the comments of Gamebite post that was so full of neckbeards kicking off about ending hatred in gaming. You could smell the BO and crusty socks. What? Oh, where's Gambite or Gamebite? And then you got Vaxxed. I got my vaccine shot and I turned into a little feminine pussy who is still working on the getting a pussy bit, but you know. I need to fix this. Hang on. Game bite, okay. Your husband just reminded you that Queensland Health has told everyone to rub one out. Oh, good. Good. Everyone go. If you're in Queensland, everyone go whack off right now. Do it. Have some great news. You're going to get your first COVID jab today after work. Fuck yes. Not simping for Madeline. You're the one. I'm not. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Madeline. Anyway. Hospital last night actually confirmed you're still COVID free before you go to visit your dad soon. Well, good. No, nut November is unhealthy anyway. Rub the dub. Whoa. Why is it not non-stop nut November? You have to nut every single day of November. Yeah, exactly. Or just like, you don't stop. You rub it raw. You just keep nutting until you literally, like, you physically cannot any further. No? Too much? I think that'd be a bit excessive. Friction fire. Not in the mood to flick the giant bean. Never am unless your period hits. True. But at the very least, you should probably nut one out every single day. Guess you're a misogynist for advocating for trans rights. Oh, please do tell how. How so, Necro? Tell us all about it. I'm adjusting my blankie. Oh, goodness me. You have almond milk. Almond milk is good shit. I love almond milk. Castration by nut. Will the shot cancel out my autism, or will it give you autism is it squared? Squared. Yes. And then the second shot gives you autism cubed and transes you. So, and it also unlocks your 5G, which they put in you with the first shot. But the 5G is not activated till the second shot. Like, they inject the chip into you with the first shot that has the 5G. The second shot turns it on because it needs to acclimatize to your body first. Awa. Anyway. I like my coffee like I like my Friday nights, with lots of nut milk. Nothing sauce. Anyway. Oh, goodness me. So did you encounter some toughs, Necro? That sounds like what you're trying to tell us. It's Thursday. We're only 2 hours out from Friday. Recently banned from some turf ass feminism subreddit for asking where the fuck trans people are supposed to go if they're not allowed in any gendered spaces. I know, right? You know what the answer is. You know the answer is? Actually, those are trans-identified males and they belong in male spaces. Had a very brief confrontation with one of those people who just parroted literally every single common turf talking point. Like they had just literally glanced at a what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like a turf handbook, like a turf leaflet. It's like, if you encounter one of the transgenders on the internet, be sure to assert that if we allow transgendered women or trans-identified males into women's spaces, they're all going to be rapists and sexual assailants and blah 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 blah. I see the thing of that trans woman who went to the LGBT conference. I did not. Anyway. People are liking my going live selfies again, and then I can't delete them later because people like them. Anyway. I'm trying to find the actual tweet and whoever it was that responded to me. But basically, I... blah, 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 blah. Where is it? I can't even find it, actually. I'm going to scroll down a bit and see if I can find this actual... Here we go. So... I said this to this person: people transitioning is not infringing on anyone else's rights. And they said, of course they are. If a fully intact man goes into a woman's hospital ward, rape DV center, bathroom or changing room, or wants to compete against women in a sport, or get a woman's only job. And that's just like they start the sentence and then they just end on etc. Like they haven't... That's not infringing on anyone's rights there. Trans women are still women. And also, like, honestly, I love Ale's rebuttal here, and this person has not responded since. You can get into other sex bathrooms regardless of if you're trans or not. There's no magical barrier that can stop a creep in this situation. Also, last time I checked, same-sex abuse was still a thing. Oh, and if you think sports is fair, try to win Olympics with your genes. Exactly. There's so many problems with this assertion here, and you can tell it's just some radicalized bullshit. Like, they don't have any real arguments to base. It's all a straw man. That entire thing's a straw man. Fully intact, like uncircumcised. Yeah, if you think sports are fair, try to win the Olympics. Exactly. It's such a dumb thing. Yeah, and what's a women's only job? I asked that question. Please define a woman's only job. And they said working in women's rape/domestic violence refuges. And then I said to them quite specifically, same old straw man arguments as expected. Once you provide evidence that this is a serious social concern, I'll listen. Until then, opinion dismissed, because I just don't have time for these wankers. You'd have to have been living under a rock for the last few years. I've lost the thing. Not to know these are genuine issues, and some jobs can be open to women only. And this is the thing, if those jobs are open to women only, then those jobs can be open to trans women too. But let's not beat around the bush here. Trans women, trans people are notoriously, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like, discriminated against in terms of hiring practices, so it's not bloody likely. But anyway, you were literally in a men's bathroom yesterday because the women's was occupied and it's a single stall anyway. You did not evaporate. A wet nurse is actually a good point. Do they still do wet nurses? Funny thing is, you stayed at a DV center a few months ago and there was absolutely men working there. Yeah, exactly. I bet this is the kind of person that think only women can work at childcare centers. I remember when one of my kids was in childcare a few years ago, and this is the weird thing, is like they had a man come into work at the childcare center, and they did have to put out a notice, "We are hiring a man," which was strange. All the parents who had kids at that childcare center received a notice, "We are employing a male staff member," because every other staff member was a woman, which was different. Like, is there a problem? Anyway, people just want to fucking poop. Damn it, exactly. Did I hear about the Edinburgh Rape Crisis Center? I did not. We go to the other bathroom at times when it's broken or really full, just no creeping. They're split for no actual reason other than availability. Specifically, women tend to take longer. The queue thing to women's bathrooms is kind of real in our company. This is the worst post she made. Necro-turfs actually care about women and aren't science deniers. I love how they try to say they're not science deniers while categorically denying the majority of the science on these issues. I'd rather be a turf than whatever the fuck your delusional self is. I would love for them to actually look up the science relating to gender and sex and sexuality and all of those things. Trans women are coming to steal your jobs, or we would be if we were allowed to have jobs. We tend to have to make our own ends meet. Which is terrible. Oh god, why? I hate the fact that all of these UK-based media outlets use the term row. It's so childish. Anyway. Some women lose their shit when they find out men do childcare. I've experienced some abusive shit in kindergarten and it was always by women. Guess you're a tough invert. Trans women, trans men, I just want to hug someone. Aww. Have you ever cut yourself with that thing? Well, given it's blunt, no. It's fake. It's a trainer. I've nicked myself because, like, I've caught a bit of skin as it's folding back up, but I've never actually cut myself because you can't, really. They pick and choose science from, like, the 1970s is the thing. Before, like, the DSM-5 decided that gender dysphoria, or what was it, being transgender is not a mental illness. Anyway, don't think you've ever attended a kindergarten without male staff. When you were doing them part-time, you did note it was a pretty female-dominated space, though. Yeah, which, honestly, I mean, I understand. Like, that sort of... I'm going to say that job broadly does appeal to women based on my own experience around women. You know, there's very few instances, and this is more of a social conditioning thing than just actual, like, some kind of innate thing. Like, generally speaking, girls, and thus women, are going to be sort of fostered into this mindset of, like, caring for children is their role, even though, you know, women are more than capable of working in other roles. But You know, how many young girls are given little baby dolls to play with when they're kids? They get conditioned into the mindset of, I really want to have kids. I really want to take care of kids. You know. And many female teachers and caretakers are still abused, exactly. Anyways. Where were we? There's an obvious lesbian joke in here, right? What are we... You'd like it if being disabled got you on disability. Well, yeah. Zero getting too much pussy. Where were we? It was a male teacher who tried to get me some sort of help when I was in high school. Of course, there was also a male teacher who humiliated me in year 7 while a female teacher watched. It's not bloody good. I don't like stories about teachers because they're always generally pretty bad. So the Edinburgh Rape Crisis Centre hired a trans woman and the TERFs lost their fucking minds. Yeah, as we can see here. Sorry, I've got this up. I'm not really looking at it. I'm just sort of watching chat go by. A Scots trans woman is at the centre of a fresh controversy after being hired as the head of a rape crisis centre in Edinburgh, which is not surprising, honestly. I'm not shocked at all. Like, I can't be surprised by this. Where were we? Everyone is fostered into the mindset that any guy interested in caring for kids must be a pedophile. Well, I mean, it's not that fathers fit into that stereotype necessarily. It's just that there's still a lot of toxic attitudes towards men who are overly compassionate, caring, emotional towards their children, especially if their children are young boys. And a lot of people have still got this weird... there's still this strange headspace. I don't know how this has managed to perpetuate in the modern day, but it definitely seems as though if a father is too involved, if a father's a stay-at-home dad, there's so many derogatory terms thrown at him. It's still seen as a bizarre thing for a man to be the stay-at-home one, the one who wants to be taking care of kids. Yeah, like fathers are not allowed to be involved with their kids, which I know is broadly generalizing. There are a lot of stay-at-home dads who do take very good care of their children, who are good with their own kids and other kids, and obviously they're not child molesters and pedophiles and things of that nature. It's kind of absurd. Oh, okay. I just glanced over at Twitter trending and I'm like, oh god, McGowan is trending. Don't tell me Rose McGowan said something else. It's Mark McGowan. Don't worry. Nothing we need to worry about. We can look at Mark McGowan's whatever the fuck in a minute. You did love your plushies growing up. Me being a furry was foretold. And like... The problem there, of course, is that a lot of people hold the association of pedophilia with men specifically, and of course this gets conflated to trans women, because I think there is a general social consensus. Again, broadly speaking, we're not referring to everyone, but broadly speaking, a lot of people grow up with this idea that sexual predators, namely child molesters and things of that nature, are men. And don't get me wrong, like a majority of... I'm pretty certain a majority of sexually based crimes are committed by men. And when I say men, I mean men. I don't mean biological males. Or things of that nature. Smudge in the zoo. Well, how smudge in the zoo? What? Anyway. It's linked to the idea that men are rampant sexual machines that don't think about anything except sex. Oh, in the zoo, in my Discord, of course. I'm a dumb slut. Anyway. Aww. Okay. Here, hang on. Let me blow this bitch up really quickly. In Minecraft. Here's a baby. Here is baby. Just admire my cat for a time. Most famous child molester in the UK was a cis woman. There you go. Hello, Ginger. How's it going? Oh, you had 2 babies. Yeah, there's a Ziwa under that blanket. There's a bay under that blanket. Look at the kitty cat. He is a beautiful cat. This is why you can't get up. This is why we've got to bank those hugs for later. We've got to hold on to those for another time. Speaking of cute pets, you've decided if you can't get a jog. If you can't get a jog. If you can't jog on, mate. You're getting a blue-tongued lizard. That sounds badass. Hell yeah. Notorious, not famous. Well, In that circumstance, what's the difference? How's it going, Eurist McProl, by the way? Cat? Can we get some cat in chat? I can get some cat in chat. There we go. Cat. Can we get some cat in chat? Yes, we can. Can we get 14 more subs on my channel before I end stream at 12 o'clock tonight in just shy of 2 hours? Can we do it? Probably not. I'm just trying to be one of those streamers. Anyway. Cat. Hello, Retro Nico. How's it going? Abby has 2 kids. Also, Abby, this is my most precious child. You're not wrong, though. You're supposed to pick up your new fishy Kiryu. He was the smallest betta fish at the aquarium and looked completely depressed. Aww. You're good people, Kez. You are good people. Treat that fish well. Let's do some actual Aussie news, because I haven't touched on any of it yet. And we're an hour and 10 minutes into the actual content of the stream. And let's start out with roll of the dice. Fuck it, let's do Alan Jones. Let's just start at the top. Alan Jones leaves Sky News after being dumped from primetime program. Alan Jones, a prominent right-wing reactionary commentator. Veteran broadcaster Alan Jones has revealed he has been dumped from his 4 nights a week primetime program on Sky News. In a statement posted on Facebook, Jones said he has been informed by management at Sky News that his contract, which ends on November 30, would not be renewed. He will present his final program tonight. Excuse me. Hello, Pulse. How you going? His sacking comes just months after his regular column in Sydney's Daily Telegraph was scrapped, with the paper's editor Ben English saying Jones's writing no longer resonated with readers. Gee, I wonder why. He only looks like he's from the Cretaceous. The former 2GB shock jock, known for his conservative views and forthright style. Did your raid trigger? I didn't see one, so maybe not, Sammy. How you going? Welcome in. Oh, Cleo. We got to look at the Cleo story, because I'm not familiar with that one. I did see that a young girl called Cleo was rescued. Which is good. Good. Anyway. It said Sky News had offered him an alternative weekly slot on a news streaming service, which he declined. Schools continue to push woke agenda. Oh my god. He's literally one of those. I have nothing but support from people in the back room of Sky News who rarely get a mention. Apart from my contribution towards raising the viewer numbers, I hope I have also contributed to the morale of the organization, Jones said. Jones, 80, and thus should have been retired 15 years ago, first joined Sky News in 2013 and last year signed a contract to present the Alan Jones program, a talk show which goes to air 4 nights a week at 8 p.m. But the program has been plagued with controversy over Jones's commentary on COVID-19, which included tirades against lockdown restrictions. These people literally, like, honest to fucking goodness, all of these reactionary commentators are part of, like, some WhatsApp group or something, and they just share their scripts around. Swear to fucking goodness. Anyway, they share their notes around or something. I don't fucking know. Last month, YouTube suspended Sky News Australia's account for a week for spreading misinformation about the pandemic. Climate change activist Greta Thunberg and former royals Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have also been regular targets of his polemics. Jones complained that Sky News had recently reduced the amount of content from his program it shared on its social media platforms, fearing being cancelled. Oh, good lord. Oh, good goodness. Aren't they cute? He said the decision to drop his show failed to take into account its performance in the ratings. When I arrived at Sky News and was signed to a 17-month contract, it was made quite clear to me that the 8 p.m. slot was, in words of management, a dead spot, he said. It was clear from the outset that my signing at Sky News brought over a new audience to the station. The 2021 Digital News Report, published by the University of Canberra's News and Media Research Centre, showed Sky News was watched by just 10% of the television audience, a drop of 2 percentage points compared with the previous year. On digital platforms, Sky News came in 10th place with 7% of the audience, down 2% on the year before. The station, however, has seen an increase in YouTube subscribers, of course. Paul Whittaker, Chief Executive Officer of Sky News Australia, said, regrettably, Alan has decided not to accept a new role that was offered to him for next year. We respect his decision and he will be missed by many, mostly snipers. His compelling commentary on views on the national debate have seen him become one of the country's most successful and influential broadcasters for close to 4 decades. I'd like to thank Alan for his commendable dedication and service to Sky News. We wish him well. 6 weeks ago, regrettably, it was announced the outspoken British broadcaster Piers Morgan had been signed up to be present on a new show to be syndicated on News Corp networks, including Sky News Australia. Seriously, like, these guys are as far right as you can possibly go, by the way. Jones was best known for his breakfast radio show on 2GB, which he presented for 18 years before quitting last year. In 1999, he was embroiled in a cash for comment scandal when he was found to be promoting products on air without disclosing to the audience that he was being paid to do so. Shock and horror. The issue resurfaced earlier this year when Jones was judged by the Australian Communications and Media Authority to have breached disclosure rules on 6 occasions in 2019 while campaigning in favour of a development application by Sydney's Star Casino without revealing that the radio station was being paid. The decision by Sky News not to renew his contract leaves Jones without a media platform for the first time in almost 4 decades. Let's hope it stays that way. That would be nice. He was edged out by Piers Morgan. Are you surprised? That sniper just would have made me spit out it. Spit take. If you had a drink, the sniper joke. The sniper joke. Honestly, it's not really that good of a joke. I just think, you know, he will be missed. Like, what's the what's that old wife bad joke? Something about a husband missing his wife. It's like, oh, do you miss your wife? And it's like, with every bullet so far, I forget. It's a dumb joke. It's a bottom of the barrel joke. You're out of touch with right-wing news because you don't like keeping up with it. But who is Piers Morgan? He's a prominent UK right-wing commentator. I'm not 100% certain on who Piers Morgan is. That joke is from Married with Children. Why am I not surprised? Wife Bad, the TV series. Anyway. By the way, I'm just gonna, like, stick a tissue up my nose because enjoy that. Did you miss... Oh. Do you miss insert here? But yeah, yes, but my aim is improving. Pretty much. Her aim is getting better. Yeah, I was making that joke. I hate my spouse. Humor fucking sucks. It's especially bad now. Like, you look back at those kind of jokes, and it's obvious that it was funny back then. Excuse me. Because the expectation of a husband and wife existing in the same household and growing to hate each other was that common that was a sitcom concept that was popular. Like, that's why those shows and that kind of comedy routine from, like, ye olden days, I don't know what kind of time period, like the 70s, the 80s, go back to the 50s, the 40s, etc. Like, obviously they found that particular kind of thing funny because it was like a kind of a grim reflection on reality. And, like, we glance back at it now at a much more individualistic society where people have had the opportunity to really be themselves for the first time in a while. I mean, it's not like a new thing. Individuality is not a new thing by any stretch of the imagination. But I guess the social expectation to get married, have kids and all that, settle down, and end up with a person you'll eventually learn to resent has weaned off a little bit, to the point where a lot of us look back on wife bad humor and we're just like, mate, why are you laughing? Why is that funny? How many of those shows ended in a gratuitous murder-suicide series finale? I don't know, but I want to find out. I have no interest in watching King of Queens, Home Improvement, or Everybody Loves Raymond anymore, though. You know, this is why cis-straight couples just don't want... Popular in the 70s, like racism, homophobia, homelessness. Where's my homelessness sitcom? You know, if homelessness is fucking hilarious, where's my homelessness sitcom? Someone, you know, catch me up. Did I miss it? Very Are the Straights Okay energy. Should we look at Are the Straights Okay, maybe? Everybody Loves Raymond. It had its point, I suppose. It wasn't terrible, but it was also... It still definitely fit the mold. Enjoy that lurk, Rachel. How you doing? I hope you're well. Does Everybody Love Raymond fit into that category? Main conflict? Well, I mean, yeah, it was definitely more the conflict between the wife and the in-laws was the root of the uncomfortable humor, I suppose, which was relatable. Don't get me wrong. I can see that. I can definitely understand. I can definitely understand that. You know, makes you glad you left your first option and married a decent human being with amazing parents. Well, that's good. Actually wanted to write a webcomic that followed a homeless character trying to get by. It might be a good idea, honestly. I would. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Give me cute loving couples. Yeah. What's a good example of a cute loving couple from mainstream media that we can think of? Well, I mean, yeah, we're not mainstream media though. we're mainstream media, you chat. Discourse about rhetoric compared to direct interfacing with issues. That would be interesting. Gomez and Morticia. Oh, yes, actually. Perfect example, because they were around. The Addams Family was around during the period of that exact kind of humor we were just talking about. That exact kind of wife bad shtick. You know. So, you forgot Morticia's name. Anyway. Garnet, Amethyst, and Ruby have been fused as Garnet for thousands of years. Oh, I haven't watched, is it Steven Universe? Anyway. The Winslows, that one I'm not familiar with. But yeah, Gomez and Morticia is honestly a great example. Because yeah, like the Addams Family was kind of, I think it was kind of the first show. And this is what's funny is like the Addams Family's whole shtick was that they were very specifically an odd sort of family. Like, amidst a pretty relatively normal suburban America or whatever, the Addams Family was weird and kooky and quirky. And one of the major weird and kooky, quirky elements is the husband and wife are actually really in love with each other and don't hate each other's guts. Anyway. Loved Steven Universe. Could have ended better though. I never got into it. I never watched it. I've heard questionable things, but I don't know. I never checked it out. I've probably only heard questionable things from reactionary right-wingers though, who hated the queer undertones. Looking back, you have no idea how that was even approved. I can see it. I don't know. I might have to go back and rewatch it to get more context for it, but. Might do a shower. We could look at that. Yeah, we could look at this. We could have a look at this. I'm going to take another brief break soon to refill this in about 10 minutes or so. We'll go through another bit of news, another bit of Aussie news, bit of Australian news. Australia, mate. Anyone see the TikTok where the guy is really offended at being called heterosexual? No, but that's fucking hilarious. Just the concept alone. That whole husband-wife hating each other even got into kids programming. Remember the Flintstones and the Jetsons? Yeah. Even the Simpsons, in some ways. Comedy sketch show constantly airing reruns on the Memory Channel here in Portugal. The show is like 15 years old, but the jokes are often stereotypical sexist garbage. Why am I not shocked, honestly? Yeah, Simpsons definitely. The less I think about the Simpsons, the better, though. You know, for a show that was arguably a significant part of my childhood, I'm kind of hugely disappointed in the way that it's sort of dropped off. I don't know. I'm not surprised. Like, anything that runs for that long and is that popular is inevitably going to run into some issues with, like, quality and, well, quality control more than anything. Excuse me. The show ended in the infamous scene where Fred got locked outside the home and him yelling at his wife to be let in again. I remember that. Holy shit. Rewatched early episodes and they wrote Homer like a total asshole towards Marge. Which is not shocking. You know, when you consider the fact that this is the same show that wrote an episode where Patty or Selma gets into a lesbian relationship with another woman and it turns out that woman's actually a man dressing up as a woman to get close to her. You can see the problems there amid many other things. Who remembers the Futurama episode Bend Her? Let's just say Groening and co have some issues to work out. And that's just the transphobic shit on the surface level. Thing about that show was Al was supposed to be a loser and anti-hero. The show lost sight of that in later seasons. Victim of flanderization, which like many long-lasting TV shows, yeah. Never mind the Epstein shit. What was the Epstein shit? Poor SpongeBob got it bad with the Flanderization once Hillenburg was no longer in the picture. Also, I mean, I never liked SpongeBob, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I was never a fan of the series. I always found it kind of cringy. But I still think it's tremendously disrespectful that the network decided to go ahead and make spin-off shows of SpongeBob after Hillenburg died, which he explicitly said he didn't want to happen. I have heard about the end of Steven Universe. Yeah, like villains were literally genocidal imperialists. And it's like, no, we have to remember they have feelings too. I'm sure Adolf Hitler had feelings. I don't care. I'd still brain him with a baseball bat. Anyway, The Simpsons is owned by Fox News, which is yet another string of right-wing media outlets. Yeah, exactly. I don't like SpongeBob. Mass exodus of followers. I liked ContraPoints' video, which elucidated the point that SpongeBob is the Ubermensch. However, that aside, he had feelings at the end like, ow, my head. Australia refused to sign up to ban coal power stations. Why am I not surprised? Do I have anything about the climate in here? Excuse me. Honestly, no, I don't. Check if you've not watched Envy by ContraPoints. Please do. It's tremendous. I'm not going to play it for you right now. But what I am going to play for you... not play for you. What I'm going to read for you. Another article on ABC News. New South Wales government under pressure over kangaroo culling as leaked documents reveal questions over the program's sustainability. Ashley Neal has been shooting kangaroos for 40 years. And that's terrible. He now runs a plant outside Hay in rural New South Wales where carcasses are processed for the multi-million-dollar animal trade. He said he operated along a strict commercial code, but not everyone was following the rules. And now is the time to speak out about what he called the dark side of kangaroo shooting in New South Wales. Kangaroos have been a livelihood for me, Mr. Neal said. I do agree they have to be culled because the white man came out here and put watering points where they weren't before, but do it humanely. She made Envy as a way to shit in the left. I don't know. I thought it was a good enough video. 2 reasons to shoot. Kangaroos are a protected species in Australia but can lawfully be killed under certain circumstances. In New South Wales, graziers can apply for a license to shoot kangaroos on their own land where they are deemed to be a pest. Professional shooters also operate culls on behalf of landholders to feed a multi-million-dollar commercial trade in kangaroo meat and skin products. But both programs are under fire after the first public examination of the industry in decades. Liberal MP Catherine Cusack spent months examining the health of kangaroos as a member of the MP Parliament's Planning and Environment Committee. Where were we? Wasn't Stephen's place to forgive or fix anything. He just had everything lumped on him from a young age by aliens who couldn't bother learning how to operate the planet they lived on. Also check out Liv Agar's response to ContraPoints. I might have to. Coal power plant thing is kind of a distraction, unless gas power plants are banned too. Kangaroos are a pest. They're usually docile. There's one thing that hangs around the local high... there's one that hangs around the local high primary school. Yeah, I'm not sure how they define them as a pest in any specific way. Anyway, I just thought this would be an inquiry into people's sensitivities, said New South Wales Liberal MP Catherine Cusack. I'm now completely 180 degrees from where I started. I'm now seriously alarmed that we have a big issue in relation to the sustainability of this species that's iconic to Australia. That is a genuine, legitimate concern. Ms. Cusack sits on the New South Wales Parliament's Planning and Environment Committee, which spent months examining the health of kangaroos in the state over 3 public hearings. It's actually quite distressing to me that our kangaroos could be in such a predicament, she told 730. The inquiry found there were grave concerns with the National Parks and Wildlife Service's oversight of kangaroo shooting by private landholders, as evidenced by the fact they could not provide accurate figures on how many kangaroos have been legally culled. An inquiry into people's sensitivities. Yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean? How is anything as big as a kangaroo considered a pest? Good question. I'm not entirely certain. The only thing that would top that is Australian MP to wrestle giant spider to retrieve back bottle of Thule. The committee wants the Auditor General to assess whether the New South Wales government is meeting its own legal obligations under the Biodiversity Act. It also raised concerns about transparency and policing of the commercial program, which is managed by the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, but some evidence never made it to the inquiry. Leaked documents raised policing concerns. Internal documents leaked to the ABC reveal the department's own staff have voiced concerns about the way the kangaroo management program is policed. A 2019 audit was found it was impossible to work out whether the number of kangaroo carcasses processed at different points in the industry chain were true and accurate. This is a significant finding as it may undermine any positions taken in relation to the legitimacy and sustainability of the industry, the audit found. Notorious, every single possible news publication in existence is biased as fuck. You're not going to get away from that, I promise you. It's because when they traverse the same route often enough, i.e. waterholes, they cause a lot of soil erosion that damages the native fauna. If commercial shooters don't kill kangaroos with a shot to the head, it has to be reported. But the audit found in 70% of cases where that happened, and I think this is where I initially found concern with this particular issue. The headline that I found on Reddit, I'm just going to say it right now, I found this article on Reddit. I think this is the point that actually got my attention in the first place. The department took no compliance action. There were no license suspensions or prosecutions between 2015 and 2019. And infringement notices decreased fivefold over the same period from an average of 50 per year to just 10. We're not there yet. There was something there about kangaroos dying in agony, which is what genuinely concerned me. The department declined an interview with the ABC. In a statement, the department said it issued 16 penalty notices in the 2021 financial year. I can't speak. My mouth is like gluggy. Anyway, I need more water. Leaked emails from the department's senior management reveal there were 785 reporting breaches from licensed animal dealers in 2020. Only one was issued with a penalty notice. The department said in early 2021 it introduced a new approach where licensees were unable to renew licenses unless their returns were up to date. In a statement, a department spokesman said its kangaroo management program included quotas, compliance, animal welfare, and population conservation measures. I've got droplets. That's it. There's no more. I'll get water in a minute. It said this ensure the programs... Oh, hang on. Integrity and transparency, and that it was confident in scientific methods to estimate kangaroo populations were robust and precise. The Kangaroo Industry Association's president, Ray Border, said the commercial trade was committed to transparency. Oh, goodness. Okay. Nobody checking you. I was trying to find the part that was specifically talking about kangaroos dying in agony. And yeah, you didn't need to get me one of those. This is 750 mils for the record. Anyway. So where are we? Let's go. ABC, awesomely big cocks. So let me come back a little bit here. Because I see a reference to Tootsie. Isn't Tootsie a statement of men understanding women and how men treat women, yet dressing as the woman is the punchline, though only used once? I'm not certain on that one. Having to use... Well, they're not bits. They're not actually bits. But anyway, I'll take my break now. We'll come back. We can continue this article. The main thing that concerned me was that, you know, people were culling these animals and not getting it done as effectively as possible, leaving animals writhing in agony before they finally die. But I can't find the actual specific point, because this is a very lengthy piece. We can come back to it. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll be back in just a moment, folks. Don't go away. I'll leave you with some music. Dramatic music fade. I should learn to sing, honestly. I should take singing lessons and then become a death metal vocalist. There's a difference between a man playing a woman and a man playing and a man playing a man pretending to be a woman. True. Remember a metal band with just this setup? What, a trans woman who has got like a good singing voice, but it exclusively just does like monotone screaming vocals? Because like I don't understand how anyone can listen to that bullshit. Not listen to like a trans woman, but listen to that monotonous blah, 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 blah. Why do you do this to yourselves? Unless you're just a fascist. I don't know. Seems like black death metal, kind of like whatever, just seems to align with fascist ideologies. Scroll up, I will, in a moment. LGBT plus extreme metal is on the rise. Well, that's good at least. Kind of. I don't want to be associated with that kind of music because it sounds like trash, but cool, there's more representation. I look really good. Thank you, Diz. I appreciate it. Where were we? One of the characters that was in full borderline drag get up with a bushy mustache as a visual gag. Gentlemen, remember your ladies to get a cheap Snicker out of you. I want a cheap Snickers. Very early Monty Python bit in which the setup and punchline was three male officers go undercover as women. Felt so awkward watching that. What am I looking for exactly? Well, everyone's spamming E. We like E. E. I don't have that soundbite anymore. Black metal has a white nationalist problem. My problem isn't the fascism. My problem is the music sounds like shit. Not gonna lie, like, by all means have your fascist metal. I don't care if you want to listen to that. I worry about the people singing it and their vocal cords. Look up a band called Obituary. Clip the part where I say I don't care about the fascism. Oh, hang on. Obituary band might help. Because, like, I just googled obituary. An obituary, obit for short, is a news article that reports the recent death of a person, typically along with an account of the person's life and information about the upcoming funeral. Did I ever see the garbage fire that was Bird and Cage? No, I did not. An American death metal band formed in Tampa, Florida. They were a fundamental act in the development of death metal music and are one of the most successful death metal bands of all time. Has released 10 studio albums with the exception of their 1997 to 2003 split. They continue to perform live around the world. Isn't there a specific subgenre of metal that has shit vocals? Yeah, it's called metal. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. I like some metal. The Game of Bird and Cage. No, I do not. I have not heard of it. Funniest thing is when you look at the lyrics of their songs. Oh, what are their lyrics like? Give me an example. What are their lyrics like, innit? If you want to get into more metal and punk. I like punk. Well, I like some punk. Anyway, black metal sounds so samey and tedious. You listen to music with actual screaming and screeching synthesizers. Cheers, babe. Pardon? Oh, okay. Well, that's something. Strong? Oh, you want me to try? What have you got? Is it just Coke? But what do you got? How much did you put in there? Okay. We should get some more Coke. We need to get more Coke. Stricken slams by the stuff. Yeah, Stricken's good. Stricken's like, yeah. Sorry, I'm having like two conversations here. One with 98 people and one with my girlfriend off screen. This is the thing about Disturbed, right? And I'm just gonna, I don't know if I'm showing my age or something like that. I don't know. I feel like Disturbed had some good songs a while ago. A few. This is the thing, they had a few. Then you listen to like 98% of the rest of their catalog and it's the same song. Right? I don't know. That's not really showing my age. That's just showing my taste. Katie Montgomery plays metal. She is cool. She's really cool. I mostly follow her for her like tearing down of transphobes. But she is a guitarist. I think she's a guitarist, yeah? I've seen clips of her playing guitar, I think. I really should get back to doing that myself because I have no reasonable talents other than yapping into a microphone. You just know Disturbed through Guitar Hero? That makes sense. I mean, there's probably a lot of people who found Disturbed through Guitar Hero and things like that. I found Disturbed through my cousin, I think, who was listening to their albums in the car. Yeah, back when cars had like CD players. You remember those days? Back when you had to like put an album in, you could listen to like a whole album forever. The same 13 songs on repeat. You'd want to just... Anyway. Good old early thousands. Metal is one of trans's representing genres. Like, I'm just pulling this from my experience, but most trans musicians tend to do electric, pop, punk, folk, and metal. I want to do synthwave. I want to do synthwavy music. Oh. Go away, G-Hub. Hang on. Sent a whisper relevant to the topic of Disturbed. I get the suspicion that this is probably going... I mean... Oh, okay, all of your favorite Disturbed songs. I won't watch this on stream because I think I've seen it. And I'm pretty sure it could... DMCA me. I'm not taking that risk. There is something to be said for listening to entire albums. I mean, that's true. I listen to the entire Ghost Runner soundtrack when I work out. Does that count? The Ghost Runner OST bangs. Like, you didn't burn your own songs onto a CD. I tried. I was not very good at it, is the thing. Taste leans hard towards dad rock. Not gonna lie, you were super into prog rock in your late teens. Somebody posted something recently, a tweet that was designed to make all of us people over the age of 30 feel incredibly old, referring to a number of bands that were sort of prominent during like the late 2000s-ish. It's like, that's dad rock, that's dad rock, that's dad rock. Kezzy's tired. Have a good one, Kez. Thank you so kindly for hanging out with us tonight. I greatly appreciate you. You wonderful person, you. Do you think you'd still get DMCA'd for cover songs if you paid someone to recreate the instruments in another genre? I think you still can. I think you can still get hit with it, yeah. Green Day, dad rock. Yeah, I think that was one of them. Green Day counts as dad rock now. Hate to break it to you, folks. Weezer's dad rock. Is 9 Inch Nails dad rock? Oop. Savage Garden. Grandpa Alt. Dude, what was the guy's name? What was the vocalist from Savage Garden? Once it was revealed he was gay, his career just disappeared because that was the time period we lived in. All of a sudden, Darren Hayes. All of a sudden, he didn't have a career anymore. Oh, Darren Hayes going on a solo career? Also, he's a homosexual, so we're not going to give him any airtime anymore. All of a sudden, Darren Hayes no longer exists. Epo, thank you so kindly. He retired to a normal garden. I think, yeah, I've heard some of Darren Hayes' stuff. He's not terrible. But it was just the fact that we lived in such a homosexual time. A homophobic time. I mean, we can live in a homosexual time now, if you know what I'm saying. You know. Remember the Strokes? Dad rock now. Do you remember Mozart? Dad rock. Bach? Dad rock. Debussy? Dad rock. If you go to their concerts, you can just tell from the age groups of people there, like Weezer and Green Day, guaranteed to have mostly dads and mums in the crowd. As a parent, I'm beginning to realize, Debussy. Beginning to realize just how much, like, I don't know, like youth have got a real issue with supremacy. I'm going to say it right now. The old people are so cringe. Darren Hayes, more like Darren Gaze. Got him! Fucking got him. Can you hear my sound effect right now? Hang on. I don't think you can hear my sound. What the heck? My sound. Can you hear my music? You can hear the music. I can see the music actually. Okay. The music sounds fine. But my audio. No, like my sound bites are not working on Stream Deck. Weird. Anyway, should we do some more news? If anyone in chat ever feels stupid, remember you didn't buy Squid Game coins. Fair point. Perfect match for Matthias Björk. Anyways, can you hear them or not? I can't hear them on my end. Yeah, they're not playing. I can tell they're not playing. So something's wrong with Stream Deck. I'll have to reboot it or something. Anywho, let's. I'm not going to do that now. We're not going to continue. Squid Game coins are like a currency relating to Squid Game. Or some bullshit. I think Mr. Beast is doing some kind of like wholesome Squid Game thing, which is actually just basically taking the anti-capitalist sentiment of Squid Game and turning it into a pro-capitalist sentiment with Squid Game. We're gonna do Squid Game, but for realsies and raise money for charity. How about this? How about just give the fucking money to charity, you rich cunt? Did you ever think about that? You don't need to turn everything into a piece of content, Mr. Beast. So no one, yeah, exactly, no one dies? What pussy shit is this? Squid Coin was crypto, but the creators ran away with the money surprisingly. I don't consider Mr. Beast to be based at all, honestly. There's something up with him. I'm not a fan. I'm sus. I'm sorry. I'm sus on him. Calling it now. I've never. Whoa! Can't believe cryptocurrency was a scam. You don't say. If there's anything Americans are good at, it's ripping the teeth out of every popular criticism of capitalism and turning it into a product or content. I mean, there's literally Squid Game mini games in Roblox. A game for children. So a game about adults. So a show about adults playing lethal versions of children's games has been adapted into a children's game. Can you tell I'm done with this shit? Anyway. Counter-argument battle royale. Don't you start with me. Here's something. Look, this is kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know, this is, I guess this is kind of based, because we don't like Dominic Perrottet. We're not a fan of the Perrottet. Perrottet sounds like a pizza, honestly. But Dominic Perrottet to establish inquiry into LGBTIQ, can we decide on one acronym, please? Please? Queer hate crimes in New South Wales. New South Wales will establish an inquiry into a series of brutal queer hate crimes committed in Sydney over 40 years, Premier Dominic Perrottet says. The judicial inquiry follows the recommendation of a bipartisan Upper House Parliamentary Committee report tabled in May. The Social Issues Committee inquiry, which began in 2018, heard months of testimony from victims, their families, and legal representatives about suspected hate crimes against 88 men between 1970 and 2010. Some 23 of the cases remain unsolved. These crimes represent one of the darkest times in our recent history, Mr. Perrottet said on Thursday. They were callous, brutal, and cowardly. Members of the queer community have suffered grave injustices which were not acceptable in the past, and they are not acceptable now, he added. This is the first step to address them. Special Minister of State Don Harwin says justice for the victims, their families, and friends has been slow, and many still carry the physical and emotional scars of these vile attacks. The inquiry recommended by the committee will help bring some closure for the families and healing to the thousands of others, including myself, who experienced the threat of violence or an actual assault, he said. The inquiry's final report found the New South Wales Police Force had historically failed in its responsibility to properly investigate cases. What a fucking shock that is. But the committee stopped short of recommending New South Wales Police issue a public apology, although it noted acknowledgement by those who failed to protect and deliver justice for queer people was necessary for healing. The report recommended the inquiry be run by a judge and have the power to investigate unsolved cases, including that of Wollongong television newsreader Ross Warren and barman John Russell. Mr. Warren, 25, disappeared after a night out drinking with friends in July 1989. His body was never found, but his keys were found at the bottom of cliffs at Tamarama Beach in Sydney's east. 4 months later, Mr. Russell's body was found in the same spot after a night out with friends. Details of the inquiry and its terms of reference will be announced soon. There we go. Your local supermarket chain is doing a charity thing. You get a coin token for each 20 euro of purchases or whatever, and at the entrance you can put it into a box to vote on one of two causes to get charity help. Literally voting on who gets to receive help. Yeah, I mean, this is the same thing the burger chain Grilled does. You buy a burger at Grilled and you get a little token, which is usually not necessarily a charity thing, but it's like, here's a bunch of community efforts, and you put your token in the thing, and at the end of the month or whatever, they'll give however much money to various different local organizations, which are usually, you know, community building things, whatever it is, like the Kids Hockey Association or a local pet shelter or something like that. Basically in the same vein as that. And it definitely is bizarre. It's the same as like when you go to the checkout at the supermarket and they say to you, has anyone gone through like the self-serve thing when you're buying your groceries? And the machine says to you, would you like to round up to $1 to donate 63 cents to charity? Fuck no. You're a multi-billion-dollar organization. You can do it. This is why I'm honestly iffy on charity for that reason alone. It's like these multi-billion-dollar corporations have the resources to help those in need, and they ask us to do it. Get fucked. I don't donate to charity out of principle. Although I will raise funds for a trans charity if I need to. When corporations do it, it's definitely a tax thing, exactly. Well, I'm not going to donate to charity through a corporation is what I should say. I should clarify. But I'm also not going to donate to charity because I'm impoverished. See, like, despite all the fancy lights, this is a nice little facade. I'm broke. Subscribe. Abby said fuck charities. Majority of the time, yes. Like, realistically speaking, how can you trust the majority of charities out there? I mean, the LGB Alliance counts as a charity in the UK. The Charity Commission gave them charitable status. What's the LGB Alliance, might I ask? You might ask. I might hear you ask. They are allegedly a charitable organization said to focus on issues specifically pertaining to the L's, the G's, and the B's, but it seems like their entire mission statement is the systemic eradication and genocide of the T's. So, forgive me, but I'm generally pretty sketchy on a lot of, especially like that bullshit from, especially like that fucking, what's it called? Those charities where it's like the third world kids that are starving, World Vision, or what, I don't know, one of them, you know, where it's like, here's a starving child in Ethiopia with a bloated gut and 2-centimeter wide arms. This child is starving, you can see their ribs. This child will never be educated. This child is going to die a horrific death or is going to give birth to 16 more starving children. And it's like, they're asking you to donate for just as little as $1 a month. You can feed them a bowl of rice a month. Like, that's the premise. And it's like, those people who are in those suffering third world areas are doing so as, I mean, don't get me wrong, you could argue this as a form of reparations, but it's generally just like, here's some guilt for you for the things that your own nation did to these countries. The reason these countries are impoverished and are living in shitty conditions is because of your country, and yet you continue to vote in the people who make things worse for those people over in those third world countries. Poverty porn is a thing, but also ads do be manipulative. That they do. Oh, anyway. Volunteering locally is better for you, them, and the community at large. I mean, yeah, I would always advocate doing, like, local community efforts than, trying to commit to something on a broader international scale where you can't really see the direct results. I should get more involved in local community things, but I'm also not double vaccinated yet, so I... Here's a good vid to react to about Nestle. About Nestle. Nestle? Should we react to some Nestle? Alright, we'll watch this. We'll watch Sammy's video because Sammy desperately wants me to see this Paul Foot video. And then we can look at Nestle. I know it's Nestle. Let's go. I love Nestle. Can we get some Nestle in chat? I hate when you idiots make me laugh so hard that I lose control of my voice and I end up sounding like a man again. Someone do a / poll. Does Abby sound like a man? And the answer should be no and fuck no. And if you say I do, then you get banned for life, and you also have to become a lifetime subscriber despite being banned. That's the punishment. All right, let's have a look at this. Nestle. Okay.
Speaking for the affirmative, Paul Foot.
All right, let's have a look at this. I'm a woman, so I sound like a woman. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Greetings. So, an allegation has been made by the panel.
Like Keffel, but worse.
That words are strong and actions weak. But as we will discover, the truth is rather more complicated. Let us prepare to solve the mystery.
Have you ever laughed so hard you detransition for a few seconds? Fuck off.
Actions speak louder than words, is the quote. Probably. But what does that mean? I think we know. I mean, you, for example, sir. Supposing you were to say to your girlfriend, I'm going to waterproof your goose. Fine words. But unless you temporarily capture the creature, prepare a mixture of turpentine and wax, and then carefully paint it on to every feather. Every feather. What is the point of your words? Yes. Yes, thank you. Yeah. A round of applause there as people appreciate that already we're closing in on the argument. I shall now prove that what I say is correct using mathematical formulae. They say that words are more powerful than actions. So let's write down their hypothesis. Words are greater than actions, is what they say. Now, we know by the basic principles of algebra that we can just swap the letters here and still keep the same value. So... just basic algebra. So, actions. So carry. Hang on. So, swap that. Carry the S there. So sword is more powerful than actions. But there's another quote, isn't there? And it's made up by Shakespeare in support of them. He said, "The pen is mightier than the sword. Pen greater than sword." But is that really true? Let's just analyse that. What does that mean? Let's write it out in full. Pen is
Everyone's going to think they're watching the ABC.
Greater than sword. Of course, we can move those letters together without affecting it.
Who'd have thunk? Penis sword. Yes, okay. Dick joke.
So, we have penis greater than sword. But, as we know, and this is something the panel perhaps have not considered,
This is a very overly long joke.
a penis without action,
Good morning, Ali. How you doing?
a penis without action is worth less than nothing.
Can somebody tell TERFs that, please?
Okay, that's now-
Yes,
of
I'm
course,
going to
this,
refer everything back to TERFs
This
wherever I
means
can.
that action must be greater than penis. Obviously, if this penis minus action is less than 0, if it's negative action, just basic
Damn it.
mathematics. Action is greater than penis. But of course, from our previous theorem, we know that penis is greater than sword. So, therefore, action is greater than sword. But of course, we can do our same things we did at the beginning by the principle of multiplicative commutativity.
Must have missed this math class.
We can
No, it's all
move
familiar to
the
me.
S back to its original position without affecting the value. And we can see clearly here, action is greater than words.
There we go. Problem solved. We did it. Take that, rightoids.
Somewhere along the line, we've lost the...
Prop comedians deserve rights. If Carrot Top is anything to go by, no.
Yes, but... So,
Although, Jordan Raskopoulos has used props in her stand-up, so, I mean...
the mystery deepens. If actions do truly speak louder than words, then...
I'm not sure why people are clapping. It's very, very basal toilet humor, basically. And to the most common idiot, that's the funniest thing in the world.
It's time for mime. And the mime I've prepared for you this evening is based around the theme of a terrorist. And yeah, perhaps one thing I ought to just address now.
Feel attacked. I'm just being derogatory to everyone. So it's aggressively British. It kind of is, eh?
Because it has gone a bit awkward. Ever since I mentioned I was going to do a mime.
I mean, Australia is aggressive British Texas, so...
And that is just to kind of put your minds at ease. And that's just to say that when I commence the mime, I shall still be speaking throughout. I've kind of invented my own genre here. I call it Mime Plus.
That is a fair point, Arden. That is a fair point. I mean, if the audience... It's possible the audience is laughing because it's polite when you recognize that someone's attempting a joke. So that's basically Ricky Gervais's whole career.
So, in the first scene, we will see a terrorist dissatisfied with the world, taking a stand. Hello. I am a terrorist, dissatisfied with the world. The price of groceries has been going right up recently, hasn't it? You can see now how important it is that there is speaking. Without the speaking, you would have had no concept of his emotions. In Act 2, it's just going to the final act now. In Act 2, the terrorist returns to prove that actions really do speak louder than words. I ain't happy with the world, and shortly after some minor tweaking, I'll be ready to end it all.
This was a while ago, yeah. Most certainly, yeah. I mean, the video's uploaded from 2014, so do with that information what you will. I don't know how... this is from the popular Australian TV show The Great Debate. Oh, that's from Paul's own YouTube channel. I did not realize we were actually watching from his actual from his actual channel. There we go. There you have it. It was amusing enough. I remember when The Great Debate was on. I don't know if they still do that. That's mainstream. That's mainstream media kind of shit these days. You would find it on the television. 2014 was before 9/11, so it's fine. Yeah, we haven't reached 9/11 yet. Nestle. Let's watch the video about Nestle. What? Oh, did we get... Oh, yeah. There's a hug that we're well overdue for. Hi. Cutie. How are you? Tommy just grumbled. I'm not... Oh, yeah. Thank you. There we go. We got some gay up in this bitch. Wholesome gamer moment. So yeah, we're going to be finishing the Outer Wilds DLC on Discord on Saturday, if anyone's curious. Well, I say finishing. I don't know, honestly. I'm going to be streaming on Discord to continue the Outer Wilds DLC. By the rules of comedy, if that bomb were real, it would have been hilarious. I mean, yeah, true. Anywho, so, the evil business of Nestle. Why did that make you miss your GF? Cause it's cute and gay, probably. I would say. You need some hugs too. Honestly, yeah, yearning is real. Yearning is real. Ordinary Things. Have we watched Ordinary Things before? I don't recall. Anyway, we're going to watch Nestle.
You probably know Nestle as the world's leading producer of rabbit-advertised diarrhea powder. But what you probably don't know is that Nestle is the largest food company in the world. I use the term food lightly as their products mostly consist of powdered and processed food-style
Happy 13/12, Fraser. How's it going?
For reasons
Whereabouts are you in the world, by the way? Because it's 11:12 p.m. for me.
Related to that, though, some people on the internet think Nestle is worse than Hitler, Hiroshima, and hangnails combined.
Pardon?
But why? Let's find out. Nestle began life in Switzerland in 1867, when Henry Nestle was one of the first people to produce milk-based baby formula. A vital, life-saving product for babies who, for whatever reason, couldn't breastfeed naturally. 150 years and over 2,000 brands and corporate acquisitions later, dried udder squirt is still one of Nestle's biggest moneymakers.
His outfit says 1974, his head says
1997. Projected to reach $190 billion by 2025. And even better than that, companies make 23 cents for every dollar they make in sales. It's a very profitable commodity, which is crazy because it is just dried milk with some vegetable oils and sugars, and what's more, it's crap. Every medical professional will tell you that formula is vastly inferior compared to Mum's old-fashioned own brand. Unless, of course, that medical professional
Can we get some booba in chat?
Nestle.
Can we get some Mummy Milky in chat?
In the 1970s, Nestle was expanding its formula market globally, but it ran into a problem, or rather, two big problems. The humble breast was Nestle's biggest, bounciest competitor, so they did what any multinational conglomerate would do and began undermining this basic and necessary human function. Nestlé launched an aggressive global marketing campaign which encouraged mothers to swap the breast for the bottle. But what was more morally dubious was that Nestlé were paying medical professionals to promote their powder. In Asia and Africa, Nestlé hired a legion of saleswomen to dress up as nurses and give out free medical advice as well as free samples of their product. Nestlé's fake nurses gave out free samples that lasted just long enough for mothers to stop being able to produce milk naturally, making them dependent on Nestlé's expensive product in order to, you know, keep their child alive. They did this through home visits and even on maternity wards. Nestlé's uniformed pushers were
Why did you give me the cat?
Than Pablo Escobar. They would also suggest that their artificial product was better than the real thing, which wasn't just weapons-grade bollocks, it was also extremely dangerous. Breast milk contains very important sciencey stuff that helps prevent pneumonia, infection, and malnutrition, which are much higher risks in countries that don't have regular access to clean water, i.e. all the countries that Nestlé was sending their nurses to. As bad PR headlines go, dead babies is pretty much unbeatable unless it's preceded by the phrase, a gigantic pile.
Know your fucking place,
exactly
trash.
Nestlé and other formula companies were contributing to. Naturally, people got real mad about this. Protests and boycotts, one notably ran by War on Want, really got people worked up. Nestlé's upper management was even brought before a US Senate hearing to account for the multiple, dead kids.
Well, what do you feel is your corporate responsibility to find out?
I turned my mic off.
The extent.
Meant to pause the video. Do a daily cleanse of Clorox. Has anyone seen Todd Clorox recently? What's Todd Clorox been up to? Anyone been keeping an eye on that situation?
Of the use of your product in those circumstances in the developing part of the world. Do you feel that you have any responsibility?
We can't have that responsibility, sir.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
But in 1981, the World Health Organization made it Nestlé's problem by passing the International Code of Marketing Breast Milk Substitutes, better known in the community just as the Code.
Meow.
These guidelines were pushed on Nestlé and other formula companies, and that's why subsequent commercials have to feature these little pro-booby asides.
Make it gentle, easily digestible. No formula is more nutritious. Remember, breast milk is best.
Since this colossal dose of bad PR, Nestlé have done their best to waft away that dead baby smell.
Your cat has me looking around thinking it's one of mine. Hello, Space Cat. How's it going?
They even funded this pro-boob propaganda supergroup known as the Super Babies.
Yeah, Super Babies on board. Take it away now. We're breastfed and we know it. Breastfed
What
and
the
we know
fuck
it.
am I looking
I
at?
had to watch a lot of these, so I'm inflicting them on you too.
How dare you?
This is a breastfeeding song for those who help our awesome moms.
MC Milkers and the
What is the, what's the target audience for this? What's the target audience for what the fuck? Who is this marketed for? I'm genuinely curious, like, who's this designed for? The Dead Eyes, yeah. Why does this guy remind me of Russell Brand? Yeah, probably the accent. I'm genuinely curious, like, who is this made for? The pro-choice market? Probably cringe mums, honestly, yeah, I agree.
Amory gang have been assaulting the eyes and ears of the global south since 2015. They don't sell any
Oh, good lord, these are horrifying. Jesus Christ.
They do perform a useful function for the company. They're rolled out every
make it stop.
breastfeeding week to promote the good things about breastfeeding and to brush under the carpet all the bad things about formula feeding. But it's been a while since Nestlé swept all those dead babies onto
Where's your cape, dude, right? I know, isn't that ableist?
the rug of corporate non-responsibility. It's not like they're still at it, right? Well, Nestlé are still at it. They've just gotten a bit sneakier. While formula sales have stalled in many countries, it is soaring in others, especially in Southeast Asia and the Pacific, which is coincidentally where Nestlé are focusing their marketing. Save the Children released an expansive report in 2018 detailing how Nestle and other formula companies are still bribing healthcare workers, still giving out free samples in medical settings, and advertising in hospitals. Nestle are breaking the law, but only in countries where they are likely to get away with it.
Sneakier than a cringe.
Nestle is also the world's leading
baby
producer of plastic bottles that they kindly fill with a free sample of tap water. But hey, what's wrong with that?
It's seriously for the legislators so Nestle can say that they are encouraging breastfeeding. Well, true. Capitalism kills, literally in this case. Well, capitalism always kills.
You've got to stay hydrated.
Think about the way capitalism operates on the model of you need to spend almost every valuable hour of your life working so that you can earn enough money to maybe one day, when you're old enough to not use it, relax and take some time to yourself. But you're going to grind your body down to dust before that point, effectively killing the soul of the common cog in the machine.
And have you tried carrying water around without a bottle? It's a hassle. Well, as with formula, Nestle's main business strategy seems to be making you pay for things that you should already have for free. In 2005, Nestle's former CEO got into some hot water over comments he made suggesting that access to the wet stuff wasn't a human right.
Die eine Anschauung, extrem würde ich sagen, wird von einigen von den NGOs vertreten, die darauf pochen, dass Wasser zu einem öffentlichen Recht erklärt wird. Das heißt, als Mensch sollten Sie einfach Recht haben, Wasser zu haben. Das ist die eine Extremlösung.
He rolled back those comments about half a decade later on Nestle's official YouTube channel, where he suggested that humans did deserve water, but they would preferably buy it from him.
Let me make it clear from the beginning. I've always supported the human right to water.
Despite the mountain
Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger fell off. Hey, Jesus. Any excuse to use Dia rocks? I feel like I'm missing something here. What's especially sick is some people in these countries Nestle steals water from, aren't able to get access to enough water and nutrients to produce enough breast milk for their baby. Then Nestle sells the formula to these same communities. Yep.
Logos and the local springs mentioned in
Let me make it clear. Get to the chopper.
In their brand names, Nestle gets most of its water from the same place your bathroom faucet does, the ground. In North America, they tap into municipal water supplies, paying about $10 for every tanker of high-quality H2O. And once they wrap that water up in plastic, that $10 tanker is suddenly worth $50,000. Nestle is pulling Belle Delphine scam on a global scale. They get such great
Belle Delphine, marketing genius, by the way.
deals on their water because they capture it from states like Maine and Texas,
Honestly fucking envious.
which operate under absolute capture laws, which say you can suck the ground empty provided you own the dirt on top of it. This has proved controversial with people who need that water to live, especially in states suffering from water shortages. In famously dry-mouthed California, there's no absolute capture allowances, but Nestle were found to be drawing 54 million gallons more than their permit allowed, a permit that expired 2 decades ago. Is this Nestle's fault though? I mean, on this one I'm not particularly convinced. The company might be sucking America drier than a chapped-lipped hooker at a Nevada truck stop, but the government's letting them do it. For the most part, they're not breaking the law. At least not in America. In 2013, in Pakistan,
You now have a hankering for a glass of water. Everybody remember to hydrate today. Everybody drink some water. Piss off Nestle. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Drink it out of the tap. Anyway, thank you for the hydration, Ziwa. I love your face. Like a lot. I'm going to stick my tongue down your face later. For hydrating me. Did you lot hear that just then? Did you hear that? Because like I was listening to a recording of myself from the other night, and that was louder than when she was talking the other night. Was it last night? I think it was last night. And I could hear her, like I couldn't quite make out exactly what she was saying in the recording.
Did you mute yourself just then?
No.
When you said that?
No. I'm still talking. What? You'd rather drink your own piss than a Nestle water product. Hey, Any pisses in chat? Have you taken a piss today? Go take a piss. Go piss. Go. Go piss. Piss. Let's keep watching.
Pakistan, it was found that Nestle were diverting free, clean water away from thousands of people who were forced to drink sludge water because they couldn't afford to have it sold back to them in bottled form. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And when they're not stealing water, they're polluting it. Just last month in France, a Nestle-owned powdered milk factory farted a load of biological sludge into a river and killed over 3 metric tons of fish. You know your body count is getting out of control when you're measuring it in tons. Okay, the water and formula stuff is pretty dicey, but ultimately the reason I love Nestle is their variety of confectionery products. And there's nothing wrong with them, right? Right?
Nestle uses child slaves. Which, who could be shocked?
Around the year 2000, Nestle, Cadbury's and Mars got in some hot cocoa for using forced, trafficked and child labour to harvest cocoa beans for their chocolate brands. Speaking together as the Chocolate Manufacturers Association.
Sounds fucking poggers. Alright, enjoy.
Later rebranded as the World Cocoa Foundation to sound more like an NGO and less like a trade group, these companies promised to do their darndest to make their chocolate slave-free by the year 2005. Well, they've missed that deadline and have missed every subsequent multi-year deadline they've set themselves since. Nestle have been delaying the release of slave-free chocolate for longer than James Cameron's been working on those Smurf movie sequels. This all sounds really bad, so maybe we should just, like, hear them out.
Seriously, by the time Avatar 2 eventually releases, James Cameron will be long dead and operating from a computer system where he's uploaded his personality to it.
What are Nestle doing about it? When you visit Nestle's Coca Plan website, they are keen to point out that most of their unpaid child labour, not all of it mind, is done by children.
Air dry at Abby's door.
Working on their parents' farm. Farmers who are too poor to send their kids to school and need help on the farm to make enough money to afford basic necessities like food and clothes. Which is not the best argument when you're the pricks paying them.
It's wild how much money they've spent on Avatar 2 and there's literally zero hype for it. Yeah, like, Avatar 1 was a technical marvel, but no one remembers a fucking thing about it, and no one at all is interested in the sequel. I guarantee you. Next to no one is interested in the sequel. Plural. James Cameron planned on 5 of those fucking movies.
Bowing to public outcry and threats of boycott, Nestle did do something about this in 2010.
It's because it was sort of a bad movie besides its effects. Yeah, it was literally like Knack the movie, basically. It was a tech demo. Avatar was a glorified tech demo. It was just Pocahontas with pretty CGI and 3D. That's it.
They took all the cocoa that they were super sure wasn't harvested by child slaves.
All the hype that Avatar did have originally died out after the movie released. Like, you give it a month, 2 months, I think, after the movie released, and then no one cared about it anymore.
Took all of that and used it to make their flagship chocolate product, the Kit Kat bar. That way they could slap an independently verified fair trade sticker on it and be seen to be doing something about the problem they were causing.
That's harsh. Knack can probably entertain children with no developed taste. No word of a lie, my son is going to grow up to be a Knack speedrunner. I swear to fucking God, he can clear that game in like an hour.
This label did not extend to most of their chocolate, or even to the vastly superior Kit Kat Chunky, which remained crunch-tacular with the severed limbs of trafficked children. But as of this year, they've decided to pack that in too. They have concluded their partnership with Fairtrade to focus on their new partnership with the Rainforest Alliance and work on sustainable cocoa farming. As in 2020, it's more fashionable to appear environmentally correct than ethically correct, and apparently, you can't do both. It's also much cheaper and more achievable. And this is just proof that Nestle were never really worried about the whole slavery thing. They were just worried about what you, the chocolate-buying public, thought about it. Nestle are not a food company. They are a natural resource company with chocolate and cat food divisions. Their major strategy is depriving people of necessities and then selling them an expensive alternative. Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. This one was a bit of a bummer, sorry about that, but next week I'm going to be doing something a little bit more chilled out. It's either going to be about water.
Anyways, there we go. That was that video, so that we're all aware of it. You can go and subscribe to Ordinary Things if you would like to. I'm already subscribed to Ordinary Things. What is Knack? Knack is a video game. It's arguably a video game that released at the same time the PlayStation 4 did, basically. It was basically a tech demo game. Like, there's nothing about Knack that stands out by any stretch of the imagination. It only served to show off what the PlayStation 4 can do. Best 3-hour tech demo. And yes, there is a Knack too, and a startlingly, which is weird. Like, they released Knack to show off the power of the PlayStation 4. Look at all the things the PlayStation 4 can do. Then they release a sequel. And it's like, well, isn't Knack supposed to be like the magnum opus of like, this is how good, and like Order 1886 as well. Both of those were released with this idea of like, look at how great our console is. Look at the pretty games it can make. And then they released Knack 2, and it's like, didn't you already sort of like show everything off you could with the first one? And then they never made a third game, which disappoints my son. He keeps asking me when Knack 3's coming out. He keeps asking me if he can get Knack 3. Doesn't realize that there's no Knack 3 coming. Sadly. At least like both Knack 1 and Knack 2 are sort of like insular little individual stories. Like, there's no real... You don't need a Knack 3. But I'm sure he'd love it. Knack 3 on the PS3. Tech demo games can be great. Pilotwing 64, for example. No sequel hook, no. It's just like the first game ends with a little bit of a cliffhanger, but not really much of one. Then the second game just kind of ends. Like, I've heard him play through them enough times that it's like, it's not really... You unironically remember Knack fondly. I mean, the only time I've ever played it is with him when he's playing the 2-player mode, so, you know. It's not terrible, but it just sort of has every single trope from, like, puzzle platformer action games, really. Anyway. Knack 3's on a farm up north, son. Good night, Fox. Have a good one. Thanks so kindly for hanging out tonight. Pilotwing 64 was definitely really fun. You love the rocket belt? I never played Pilotwing 64. That Metacritic rating isn't great. It's a generic game. Like, it's a very, very, very generic game. Let's be real with ourselves here. Yeah, it's got a 54% rating. Get this, though. It's got a 54 on Metacritic, but get this. The Metascore for Knack 2 is 69. Should you accept a debate challenge against some random Christian? Go for it. Fuck yeah. Always take an opportunity to dunk on some idiot. Dunk on me if you want. I don't care. I'm mildly internet famous. Your words can't affect me. So anyway, I'm a niche internet micro celebrity. Let's do some yo-yo. Let's see if my cat and... Oh, hang on. He caught wind of the draw, and now he's interested in whatever's going on. Here's some yo-yo. Should like change up my fidget toy every now and then. You can't speedrun Knack for shit, scrub. I could try it, though. I bet you I could learn. I guarantee it wouldn't be that hard to speedrun Knack, probably. The main problem is that, like, Knack does that thing where it locks you into a battle arena with several enemies, and you have to kill the enemies as fast as possible. Or you just have to kill the enemies before you can go back to running through the level to the next section where you're locked into an area and you have to fight the enemies. It's like and like, would you learn Knack as successfully as yo-yoing? Probably not. I don't know. Thanks for the free entertainment and news coverage. You're alright, Flubber. Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you. I've lost my yo-yo. Oops. Should we do a little bit more Aussie news? We got a little bit more here. We've done a couple of things. We've done a couple of pieces. I did want to talk about the real estate thing. It's a bit of a real estate thing. There's an article on the real estate thing, at least. And there's my latest YouTube video, Socialized Mail, if you've not already watched it. My latest video essay, I should say. There is another command you can type called !latest vid, which shows you my latest stream highlight, which is usually relating to like a topic. Yeah, Smudge wants the yo-yo now. Smudge a good boy. Anywho. Well, yeah, if you have missed like whatever the latest big discussion we've had on stream is, you can click !latest. You can type !latest vid in chat, and I'm trying to remember to update that every time I upload a video. But I'm going to be uploading 2 videos next week. As of tomorrow, I will be uploading 1 video this week, then another video on Monday, then another video on Friday. And I'm going to try to stick with Monday and Friday uploads every single week if I can. Try to get some more content on my YouTube channels to try to snowball this shit a little bit. It's mainly trans-related content though, so I'm trying to like niche myself there a bit on the YouTube front, which I probably shouldn't do. I should probably try to branch out and do some other stuff, but I guarantee you if I put out something that I'm passionate about, like Dark Souls, nobody will watch that shit. You can find Mario's face on Mount Rushmore, shoot it and it turns into Wario's face. You were blown away when you figured you could do that. That's awesome. The mini USA, that sounds neat. Okay, here's a good one. So let's have a look at this. Religious groups warn Australia. Get fucked. Religious groups warn Australia. Get fucked. That's what they said. Warn Australia government to retain clause allowing discrimination in proposed bill. Draft leather. Blah, 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 blah. You're going to jump out, Radio Sammy. Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. Draft legislation is causing deep divisions in Liberal Party with MPs preparing to cross the floor. We will if you call it why Dark Souls is the epitome of trans rights advocacy. I mean, I'd be super keen to do Dark Souls content. The problem is I'd have to find the time. And I am very interested in exploring Bloodborne as a trans narrative, but I'd need to revisit the entire game and actually pay attention to the lore a lot more closely, because I know there's a lot in there that could tie to like the trans journey, generally speaking. Religious groups have warned the Morrison government to retain a clause allowing discrimination against staff who don't share their faith in the coalition's Religious Freedom Bill, as Liberal MPs reserve their right to cross the floor over the draft legislation. The Attorney General, Michaelia Cash, is preparing to introduce the religious discrimination legislation to Parliament in the final sitting fortnight, starting on the 22nd of November, and is attempting to navigate deep divisions within the party. The bill is now in its 3rd iteration. Greg Bondar, a spokesperson for the conservative Christian lobby group Family Voice Australia, that's already a yikes, Christian lobby group called Family Voice. Ew, that hurts. I don't want to read that. Said opponents of religious freedom, quote-unquote, legislation incorrectly claimed organizations couldn't hold religious views. Bondar cited Qantas's support for the sacking of Israel Folau and banks' decisions on climate change-related lending as evidence institutions are allowed to act on religious and political views. I think it's not so much like... This is the thing, right? This is where I take umbrage with this. Qantas supported the sacking of Israel Folau because he was a raging homophobe, suggesting that all gay people are going to burn in hell. So basically saying, you know what, F slurs, I look forward to the idea that you're going to suffer eternal torture. I think that might have been a little bit more important to the issue than the fact that Israel Folau founded his views on Christianity. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know a whole lot about the bank's decisions on climate change related lending as evidence, but anyway, any lobbying group with family in the name is huge red flag. The bill has divided the Morrison government, with several Liberal MPs, including Warren Entsch, speaking out on the need to strip back provisions that enable discrimination. So for anyone who is curious, Israel Folau, let me open that in a separate tab. Israel Folau went on a tirade about gay people, basically. Got fired from the NFL, I forget which particular sportsing organization he got removed from, but basically he was like, the gays are evil sinners, and they kicked him out. And like it was a big hubbub because he was just expressing his religious views against the, I want to say the slur because it adds to the joke, except it's not a joke. And I call myself that off stream all the time. But anyway, hello Mimi Moo, how you going? But yeah, Israel Folau got sacked, and it was a big thing. He got dragged through the media for it, rightfully so. And it was 100% a public relations decision. They supporting his sacking because they didn't want him dragging their image down with him. Exactly. And yeah, like anyone who argues it's like it's his religious freedom to be a homophobic fuckwit can go fuck themselves. You know, why should we respect religious views like that again? Precisely. That's the basis for this kind of shit here. It's like they know they actually don't have a leg to stand on beyond it's our religious freedom. We should be allowed to say the things you disagree with because it's our religion. That's the problem. That's the issue. Came for the pretty stream, staying for the Aussie government slander. I appreciate it. Anyway, the three issues that will face opposition within the Liberal Party room are the inclusion of a Folau clause that will give legal protection to someone expressing a statement of belief. This is the thing. Statements of belief should not include bigotry. If bigotry is your statement of belief, then I'm sorry, the bigotry part of things has to take precedent there. Your belief can go in the fucking bin. Conscientious objection provisions that would allow health practitioners to refuse to provide certain treatment, which is also reprehensible, and the ability for religious institutions to discriminate against staff on the basis of religion to maintain a faith-based ethos. None of this is good. It's understood that Ench and North Sydney MP Trent Zimmerman are prepared to cross the floor if the government pushes ahead with a bill that includes the fallout clause and allows for conscientious objection. Wentworth MP Dave Sharma said he was hopeful a resolution could be reached to fulfill the election commitment of protecting religious freedom, but in a minimalist bill. I'm concerned to see this bill narrowly constructed so that it protects people of religion and faith on the basis of their religion and faith and allows them to practice that. It cannot be used to undermine existing rights, particularly among the queer community. I'm just going to say queer. Fuck you if you disagree. Sharma told Guardian Australia it really should be a shield and not a sword. In the Senate, Liberals Andrew Bragg and Dean Smith are also understood to be reserving the right to oppose the legislation, which is yet to be signed off by Cabinet. If I'm not mistaken, is this the same bill that Mark Latham wants, or is this a different bill, like the Mark Latham religious freedom to deny the existence of trans people in public schools? I can't recall, but that's also a thing. Keep that in mind. He basically disagrees with the teaching of gender-inclusive language, particularly in primary and public schools. So you wouldn't be able to acknowledge that trans and non-binary people exist, period. In consultations undertaken by Cash this week, MPs have raised concern about the clauses being unnecessary and toxic. One MP told Guardian Australia the bill was a diabolical mess. After months of consultation, including the involvement of Scott Morrison's office, the Australian Christian Lobby's Martin Iles, creepy looking dude, honestly, boasted in mid-October that the fallout clause had been put back into the bill. Bondar, who Cash consulted on Tuesday, told Guardian Australia he was confident the government will produce a very workable bill and adhere to the principles of religious freedom. Bondar said Family Voice was not shown a final version of the bill but lobbied for the inclusion of provisions that give religious schools and hospitals power to maintain their ethos through hiring and firing decisions. Excuse me. Anyway, the principles of religious freedom ought to protect both the individual and organizations. Those who are against religious freedom don't want the bill to apply to institutions and ask how can an organization hold religious views. Organizations have political and religious views. Qantas does when they supported Rugby Australia's decision to sack Israel Folau, and the Commonwealth Bank does when they believe in climate change. Believe in climate. The Commonwealth Bank believes in climate change, guys. They believe in it. The Executive Council of Australian High. Oh, goodness me. I'm not distracted by anything in particular. The Executive Council of Australian Jury Co-Chief Executive Peter Wertheim said smaller faiths wanted institutions that cater to the special needs of their communities to continue to provide kosher food to people in aged care or prayer facilities in a Jewish hospital without being accused of discrimination. I am not going to confirm or deny, Ali, honestly. But But Wertheim said it was, I've pronounced the name 2 different ways, said it was larger faiths including Christian churches which want to preference members of their own faith in staffing, while Jewish institutions were far too small to have that luxury. We don't begrudge them that. They want to create a faith community to further their ethos. We don't have an issue with that. ECAJ supports the ability of medical practitioners to conscientiously object to a medical procedure, provided it is disclosed to patients who are then referred to another service. Yeah, it was the Pokemon card collection. I really liked the shiny Zarugamon you showed me, or the shiny card Captor Sakura, the glittery Vegeta card. Those are Pokemon, right? I know Animo. I'm lucky I had some text in front of me to read off while my brain just left. Most hospitals have no idea what a kosher diet even is. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Safely say there's like one hospital you know of that is actually prepared to offer kosher food alternatives. Well, that's something. Zero is showing you her jawed butt plug? I hope you mean jeweled. What is a jawed butt plug? I am genuinely curious now. Moving on. Moving to another topic, perhaps. Anyway, what are our thoughts on that? What do we think? What do we reckon? Religious groups warn Australia government.
I see you've brought
Australia
guests.
government.
Welcome,
Hello, Laura.
friends.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Road Group. We're talking about religious discrimination. How you doing? Welcome in, folks. Welcome to the Road Group. I am Abigail Beck. This is a place of stuff. It's a discourse hut. This is a hovel where we do discourse. How you going? Welcome back. Welcome in. Welcome into for the first time. Welcome back if you've been here before. I don't know. You might have been here. You might have been lurking in a previous instance. At any rate, how was your stream, Laura? What'd you get up to tonight? Tell us all about it. We did somehow get on to the subject of a jawed butt plug. For what that's worth. Won the chance to guide the raid, and they brought us here as you know I love you, so always happy to raid, and thank you so kindly, both to Lilith and to you, Laura. Thank you so much. Yeah. What were you getting up to? Tell us all about it. Perfect time for a raid. It's always great, isn't it? It's rarely a bad time for a raid, honestly. Utility company's customer service is just 3 weeks, and they still don't have an account number for us yet. Somehow we've had new meters installed, but nobody knows we exist. Isn't it great? You're gonna need a bigger butt, you mean, Bode? I know what I said. Oh, goodness me. Anywho, more raids, support my GF. We designed our new trans rights emote. Is that the one right there? Because it's very cute. Sick of not shouting about being trans anymore. The whole shit at the moment is, so it's not time to be quiet anymore. Yeah, exactly. This is why my YouTube channel is dedicated to whatever traumatic trans news is going on at the present, because I'm a bit sick of it myself. I've only been out for just shy of a year, or just over a year. Just over a year. I've been one of the transes for just over 12 months. And, dude, this sucks. Not really. I like being trans. Don't get me wrong. I love being trans. Trans rights are fucking human rights. You're damn right they are. But goodness gracious me, I'm still a baby tran, and I've become a prominent voice in the space somehow. Kind of. Not really prominent. People have a vague idea of who I am. Very vague. Very, very, like, little bit. You came out publicly on New Year's Day. New Year's Day this year? I came out August last year. August or September? And I'll be celebrating, I mean, I probably kind of already did celebrate my Traniversary if we consider it the day I came out. Which, yeah, was August. But I've also got my, like, first day of estrogen was November 27, I think. So that's coming up, which is not technically, you know, my Traniversary, more like my Estraversary, which is not a thing, really. But some people celebrate when they start at HRT, I guess. It came out like 2 to 3 months ago on a public Facebook post that I made, and still got birthday cards saying grandson. That's bloody atrocious. That's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that, Retro. You don't love being trans, but you've been in transition limbo for 8 years, so that doesn't help. Well, yeah. Just about 9 months ago for me, and just over 6 on E. Killing it. You're killing it. Christmas is going to cause some fun when you present feminine. Absolutely just slay it. Own it. Shove it in their face. Let them be aware of who you are. This is the thing. Right? Oh, good Lord. Let me come back to that thought. Just sit on that one for a second. Oh. Just belched up Coke and whiskey. Reflux. Pardon? Oh. Pardon? You think I haven't eaten enough? Oh, maybe an English muffin, I don't know. Anyway. With Vegemite and butter. Anyway. Not yet. Wait till I'm done. Okay. So, I'm sure you've all heard this thing probably largely pertains to gay folks, but given that trans people are a significant part of the social focus on queer people in general at present, the whole thing that I remember specifically when I was amid certain social groups of like, I don't mind if people are gay as long as they don't shove it in my face, as long as they don't make it their entire personality. I've definitely become one of those trans people who has made it 43% of her personality. There's still a significant part of it which is like Skyrim and Dark Souls and my cat. Those are more significant parts of my personality, but transness is up there, and the reason is because we're constantly told we're not allowed to be who we are. So, as a rebuttal, if you're going to tell me I can't be a trans woman, I'm going to be an even more obnoxious trans woman. So go fuck yourself. That's kind of like, that's generally been my thought process on it. It's like, I would love to just be a chick. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to just be a chick. Just mind my own business, girling it up. But unfortunately, given the constant transphobic tirade from mainstream media and the like, I feel like I have to be pretty outspoken about this shit and be like, nah, bitch. I'm going to continue existing. It's impossible for it to not be part of your personality because of the reason you're saying it, but in my mind it's also because you're battling the muscle memory of the past. It's correct, yes, exactly. I don't know how many fellow trans people experience this, but my previous self, I've made this sort of metaphorical narrative, let's say, of the fact that Abigail has always been there, locked in a little cage in the back of my brain, back of my mind palace, or whatever. And once I came out, she was finally able to take the reins, take control of the body that's always been hers. But now, Dead Name is in the same cage. He's still there, in a sense. And regrettably, he still has a habit of tormenting me, primarily through dysphoria and things of that ilk. You know, I don't know if anyone else experiences this, if they've transitioned, if there's like don't get me wrong, like a lot of who I am is still that past self. There's a lot of things that haven't really changed. I'm just more in tune with myself now. But it's very much like I unlocked the cage, took him and threw him in it. Now I'm the one in control, as it should be. And he's screaming and thrashing on the bars sometimes, and occasionally I listen to him. And that's where the dysphoria comes in. So, you know, you just want to be a basic bitch with a Starbucks. Fuck yes. You know what, I don't think I've ever actually had Starbucks. I don't live close enough to the city. There's tons of Starbucks in Sydney. You should go to Sydney and get a Starbucks. Although you're straight, 90% of your social friends are from the LGBTQ community and you're happy and proud of that. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Hell yes. It probably is overrated, honestly. You tend to stray away from that kind of rhetoric that's like third person. It comes off as Susan's Place / Peterson-y Jungian archetype. I mean, it's more a metaphor than anything else. However, also, like, there's a lot to suggest that there's more going on inside my head than just me, you know. Hello, Sander. How you doing? Plenty of smaller coffee places that make ambrosia tier coffee. That's true. That's true. There are a lot of places you could go to which would make you a much better coffee than Starbucks. I feel like the only reason anyone really goes to Starbucks is exactly the reason I illustrated before, is that excuse me, they're everywhere. Like, I remember when I used to work at Coles at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I would go through the McDonald's drive-thru to get a coffee because they were open. Like, that was the thing. They were there right where my workplace was, and they were open. And I feel like that's generally the gist with like Starbucks. A lot of people just go there because they're busy, they're going to work, they're getting their coffee and going to their job. Yeah, Starbucks, we exist pretty much. Starbucks is there. I remember a private place that was really good. Like, if you go to a real barista cafe, chances are they're a more dedicated coffee shop. Anyway. Drip coffee is decent, but the milk beverages aren't competitive in quality. Hello, Cyberheart. You're awake for an Abigail stream. How you doing? I keep losing my butterfly knife trainer. I'm not gripping it tight enough, and also I've had whiskey, so... I hope I don't accidentally fling this over at my spider enclosure and shatter the bloody thing. I'm going to put it down. I think on some level it's also brand loyalty, like how people buy Beats by Dre just because, hey, look, I have Beats by Dre. Pretty much. I need to work on my grip strength. That's not my fault. Okay? That's the T-blockers. Legitimately. For those of you who are not aware, testosterone is directly tied to grip strength. So, this is why I can't open jars. Well, I can. A little bit. But, like, I can't deadlift, for example. Well, I don't really get the chance to deadlift because I left my gym. I do home workouts now. So I don't exactly have, like, a deadlift platform in my house. It's a small rental unit. I can't fit that shit in here. So for Christmas, do we need to send you a practice jar? Yeah? Not gripping it tight enough a sex thing? It can be. Yeah, Z was the practice jar. Hello? What you doing? You're not going anywhere. But you think you're allowed to just jump up here, be adorable, and then just piss off? No, I don't think so. Look. Be admired. Be the focus of the content for a moment. Yes, cat. He wants to get down. He's gonna scratch me. Just wait. Just wait. Hey, say hello. Say hello. What if I put on this camera? Will you like this camera more? That's messy over there, though. I don't like the messy camera. Look. Okay, you're not happy. I get it. Meow. Ow. He's so cute, but he's also a cunt. So... Come on, Fitbit. Speaking of brand loyalty. What are you doing? Anyway, cute cunt. Yeah, pretty much. Now he's fucked off. I'm going to need to put my Fitbit on charge before tomorrow. Remind me. Anyway, we've been talking a bit of, for anyone who's just tuning in, for anyone who's just swinging by, we've been chatting a bit about some Aussie news. I just got followed 5 minutes ago by an account called Abigail Beck White Trash. Wow. Oh wow, you got me there, you pussy. Like, ooh, scary. Like, come on, bro. Really? I literally don't have follower alerts on. Have to call you out. Anyway, I'm not putting follower alerts on because, quite frankly, a follow doesn't deserve an alert. Don't at me. Cats are super base. They hate everyone equally. It's true. It's true. I don't think he actually got me though. Give me a sec. There we go. Ooh, I have stands. There we go. Go on. I posted it on the Twitter. You can go and like this now. Thank you. Go and do that. If you don't have the Bird app, here you go. You can go and look at this. That's what followed me. Some idiot who fancies themselves. Anyway, they can go wank over me. Anyway, should we actually look at some news before we wrap up? There's probably like one more story we can glance at briefly before we call it for the night. Kinda gay. I reckon that person's crushing on me pretty hard. Not gonna lie. There's one last story I do want to look at. There's one story I want to glance at. It's a bit big. Let's have a look here. Signs of a cooling housing market are too late for those who are hoping for better affordability. Hey, Princess Fina, how you going? They can't even say it in chat. Imagine being too spineless to even troll properly. I know, pussy shit. Talk has turned to an interest rate rise, but the RBA says that's still a way off. For the first time in a long time, the prospect of rising interest rates is back on the table, but while the Reserve Bank suggests we still have to wait a while yet, the housing market has already begun to cool from the absurd levels of earlier this year. This isn't relating to renting, is it? I bet it's not. No, I wanted something about renting. I thought this would be about renting. Fuck it, I don't care. I don't care about buying houses. I'm not in the market to even consider buying a house. I just wanted to get you pissed off about the housing market for a brief second because I'm angry at it, because I'm like renting is hard and expensive, and it's only going to get more expensive because people are worried about the cooling housing market and how much money can I make off my 5th investment home. Trash fans. Trans. Oh, I wish my soundboard was working because then I could do like... I can't do it! Oh my god, it worked before. Yeah, I used my sound effects before and they were working, and now it's not working. I'm going to have to figure out what the deal is with that. Anyways, I'm going to have to call it there. Sorry, folks, for anyone who is just tuning in. We're going to, like, poke it on over to somebody else. What, poke it? Poke it? We're going to poke on over. We're going to poke somebody else in the face. Going to go say hi to somebody. Pardon? Have you got a suggestion? Do you have a suggestion, Ziwa? Because I'll take it if you got it. Oh, anyways, I am very tired. Birdie Bob. Okay, let's have a look. Let's go say hello, I reckon. We're going to be live tomorrow. So, you know. Oh, Rain World playthrough. Heck yeah, why not? Why not? Probably going to be spoilery for anyone who hasn't played it, but, you know. Ooh, is Day live? We could raid Day if Day's live again soon, honestly. I don't see Day-chan in here. Oh, yeah. Just there. Probably only just started, judging by our viewer count. So, anyway. Not that that's a factor of anything, but we're going to go say hi to Birdie Bob. We'll check out Rain World. We'll see how it goes. Hi. Yeah. We're going to go raid in a second. I'll be live tomorrow, folks. Same time, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. If you're not already following me on the socials, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel in particular, because you should expect 2 videos next week at the very least. One on Monday, one on Friday, which is going to be the standard going forward. So I hope you enjoy those, including my thumbnails, which I'm pretty proud of. I think my thumbnails are fucking good. So anyway, excuse me. I'm choking on my own reflux again. Be kind to yourselves and each other as always. I love your faces. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. I should use my other hand to swap to this scene, but I'm not gonna. Bye.